Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome on this crazy Wednesday night. How's everybody doing tonight? It's a full moon, or it's almost a full moon, and everybody on YouTube is going crazy. Everybody's wild tonight, y'all, or today on YouTube. I want to say hello to everybody. I want to say hello to Flippy, Tina Bobina, Walk the Line, Peppermint Patty, Rhonda Lynn, Walk the Line. Ooh, you never know, Walk the Line. Hey, Fonda Cheese Man, Laura P, Daniel Berry, Mustang Mama, Norma from Tuscaloosa, Arizona. Woohoo! I bet it is hot. Hello, Tams. Hello, Gams HS. Hello, Cinderman. Hillbilly 29. Maddie's mom. Hello, you're from Gilbert, Arizona, 104. Oh. Hello, Kim. Kim, I love you, Kim. Hello, Flippy. Reap what you sow. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. It's crazy out in these YouTube streets. Everybody's fighting. Have y'all been seeing what's going on these YouTube streets today? Oh my. I've been up there. Hey Flippy, how are you, honey? I've been up there with the critters today. I've been out of the house a little bit today because I sit in the house yesterday and thought I was going to just have a nervous breakdown. So I got out today, y'all. Hey Gail, how are you? I love you too, Kim. I went over to Jinky's. Rumor has it the cow wouldn't let me up on her panel. She closed her live down. She's always doing that to me, closing her live down where I can't come up there. There's just a lot going on. Lisa Kay and everybody's fighting. Bullhorn Betty just posted something about JLR. It's crazy. Hey Annabelle. Hey Jeannie. Hey Sue baby. I'm sick. I got the flu. Ooh, Flippy, feel better. Hey, Debbie Nelson. Feel better, Flippy. Feel better, honey. Y'all, today has been a long day for me. A long day, but I did get some more footage of the little raccoon tonight. It's so cute, and I'm gonna post a video of it. Just it. Back there. Can you say my name? It is Alan. Hey, Alan, how are you? She put the leg out too little, too late. For the link out for me too little, too late. After I'd already left, I'd actually postponed my live stream so I could go up there and hang out with her, but she didn't want me up there. So the heat is bad, y'all. It wasn't as bad today as it has been, but it has been. Oh, thank you, Debbie Nelson. Thank you. I love you, Daisy. I love you too, Debbie. How are you? Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you. Hey, Bobo Evans, how are you, honey? Hey, Rhonda Lynn, thank you. Thank you, Debbie. God bless you. Thank you. I'd already left. Probably after I texted her and tell her and I was going live myself. Thank you. God bless you, Debbie. I appreciate that. So yeah, Bullhorn Betty is really fighting today with JLR. I don't know what's going on between them, but allegedly they had a relationship together. And let me show you what she posted. And I'm not trying to go hard at Bullhorn Betty. I don't have nothing against Bullhorn Betty. I am aggravated. I have been aggravated the way she treated Candace and Don, but um but she kind of does her own thing. But let me show y'all. I gotta show y'all the tea. It is wild. So she put up this post. Jonathan Lee Richards. She put Jonathan Lee Richard investigates. Group is literally egging on me getting physically assaulted. I'll tell you what, it's twisted your group for people that are missing and injured by violence, and your perpetrator perpetrating people and egging people on to commit violence against somebody else. You are sick and twisted, and everybody needs to unsub from this group. This is twisted. This is sick and go in real life. I don't know what this is all about, but I do know they have a little bit of a spout going on because allegedly there was a relationship. Hey, Tree, hey, Salty Fries. No way he never had a relationship with her. I don't know. According to her, he did. Yes, supposedly they did have a relationship. And allegedly, Magnolia got in the middle of it somehow. That's the way I take it. Um, Hang on, y'all. So I don't know. I don't know. It. I reckon she was in a relation. Yeah, she's going to Tennessee. That I don't know. What is she planning on doing when she goes to Tennessee? Does anybody know? Daisy, did you know heat the heat weather is messing with gas stations for the last 2 days? I saw in the news that all states are having zone issues affecting gas. Oh no, that ain't good. He got more class. Hey, Tree. She doesn't like Magnolia. I think it started because Bullhorn Betty was a part of their Facebook group. This is what I've been in the bushes. And that's the word on the street, Daisy. Love triangle. Y'all, I'm trying to be good. I'm not going after any of them. Hola, diamonds. Hola. She dropped it a little too late for me. A little bit too late. Anyways, uh anyways, so she was a part of their Facebook Sebastian Rogers case, right? She's planning on going to St. Jude's to snoop around. Oh, diamonds. I reckon, Jennifer, I think she is. So she was in a Facebook group for Sebastian Rogers. So she's a pro Seth, right? And y'all know that I'm not against any of the parents of Sebastian Rogers. In fact, I would like to see them get together and be friends, all of them, and work together to try to find Sebastian. Oh, thank you, Maddie's mom. Thank you for gifting a membership. Thank you. Let's see who got it. Hang on. Let's see who got it, y'all. Hang on. Let me check and see. Yeah, I had to beg Jinkies for a link, and then finally I just told her I was going live, and she put the link out. And I was like, okay. Hang on, let's see who got the membership. Woohoo! Dale got it. Woohoo! Thank you, Maddie's mom, for gifting a membership. Woohoo! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, okay, so let's start from the beginning. So, y'all, this is full moon night crazies. That's when everybody goes crazies on full moon. It's almost there. So, allegedly, this is what I've seen from what I've seen. Okay, so I reckon JLR has like, I don't know, like 30 some thousand people in this Facebook group for Sebastian Rogers, and Magnolia I think is, oh, thank you so much, Maddie's mom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Magnolia is like the moderator or something for the group. And Betty said something out of line. I don't know exactly what she said, but Magnolia took her top contributor away from her or whatever. And Bullhorn Betty got upset about it and made a live about it. And so after she did that, they blocked her from the group. And Bullhorn Betty like went crazy on them. And she told everybody about her relationship that she had. Technically, BHB can go to any public place, in my opinion, that she, not that she should, but she can. She can. And I'm not here to bash her. I'm just spilling some tea. I'm just saying, this is tea, y'all. Anyway, so they blocked her from their Facebook group, right? And so she started spilling the beans about how back when they were at a Trump rally back in November, that JLR had Magnolia there. Hey, break time. And Magnolia, Bellham Brady met her and broke it off with JLR because I guess she figured it out that allegedly he was, you saw it, Kim? Miss Daisy, did you see Buffalo Bill's wife modeling up on Six Ups Live earlier? Who's Buffalo Bill? Tea time on Daisy's porch. Hey, WR, good morning. How my three sons? Hello, hello. So, okay. So she said, so she allegedly broke it off with them. And then they announced it after that. Remember, they took a picture together and announced it. Well, since this whole Facebook thing happened, hey, Kilbister, um, Bullhorn Betty has been going hard after them. And I reckon they went to the same, like there was some kind of shooting or something. And she went to, oh, okay. I seen that. Did she, Kim? BHB is highly jealous of JLR with Magnolia. Oh, it seems like that, y'all. Seems like that. Buffalo Bills from The Silence of the Lambs. The dude they unalive the woman. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about, Buffalo Bill. That's the best movie ever, y'all. So, um, no, Magnolia didn't break. I don't know. According to Bullhorn Betty, she did. She called her a homewrecker and everything. So since then, they've been kind of going at it. And I've been watching it in the bushes, you guys. I can't believe GLR. Well, listen, them two are two of a kind in my book. They belong together. Anyways, I'm not ditching Bullhorn Betty. I'm just saying they belong. Them two are two of the same. But anyway, so I reckon uh Daisy, she's going to go protest to to get Chris fired just like Don, but yet she wants people to feel bad for her. Now that is wrong. That is wrong. If she's going to do that, that is wrong. She needs to quit. She liable to go to jail. If she does that, she gonna go to jail. I'm sorry. She gonna go to jail because Chris won't play. Miss Daisy, Buffalo Bill is the meth pharmacist on the hill. Okay, I know who you're talking about now, Diamonds. I know who you're talking about. Anyways, so I hope she don't try to go to Chris's job and get him fired. That's a bunch of BS. So now I reckon uh Betty's gonna go try to protest, right? Alleged. Hey, Minnie McGee. She said she wants to talk to his boss and coworkers. See, now she needs to quit. Y'all, she needs to quit. Now that is going too far. JLR is under pure abuse. JLR was recording the murder of the family. JLR had stopped recording because of the abuse JLR by BHB. BHE's knew JLR was there. Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know that yet. Thanks for filling me in on that. She might be surprised who shows up in support of Chris and Katie. LOL. Her plans might backfire. Right, Mr. Sassy? You might be right about that. I mean, you can't go and do stuff like that and then accuse people. Like, if you're going to do stuff like that, then you might expect that things will happen. BHB is going to have a whole lot of people after her if she tries that ish. I don't know, but that's not cool, y'all. Don and Candace might have sit and took it, but now a lot of people won't take it. St. Jude's has a tight security. They will kick her to the curb. Yeah, ain't that that's a children's hospital. St. Jude's is a cancer hospital for children with cancer. She does not need to be going there and showing up at no cancer hospital for children. That's a bunch of BS. Watch out, she's going to bring out the bullhorn. Hey, Shauna. That is crazy. Miss Daisy, stream Big Mama and hop on her live. Let her know she dropped the link too late. I done texted her and told Big Mama that. I'm here in the bushes crotching a baby blanket. Okay, Tams, just listen. We're just spilling some tea tonight, y'all. It's been 20 years since having a dog walk is a bish, but this made my hands twitch. Oh, okay. Well, y'all, let me tell you something. Y'all seen what happened down there at Quentin Simons? That was a big mess. Let's pray that they don't get in front uh, of St. Jude's Hospital where people are struggling with their children dying of cancer and struggling with cancer to have a big fight just so you can get clicks and views. I'm sorry, you all, but that's a bunch of BS. If they're going to do that, if she's going there to try to cause trouble at a cancer hospital, I'm sorry, y'all. That's crossing the line. Now, I don't have anything against Bullhorn Betty. Let her do her thing, but that is wrong in all different ways. What they did to Candace makes me mad already, but doing that kind of stuff, that's crazy. Yes, I did. I would have got a jumpsuit. It's disgusting. Those little kids don't need that. No, that's a cancer hospital. That's right, Shauna. She will get arrested because St. Jude's Hospital has security. St. Jude's has security and wouldn't let anything happen like that. I hope not. I hope not, you all. Betty, don't do it. Please have some respect and do not do that. She won't tolerate it anyway. Y'all, that's a children's hospital. Hey, Lone Star, how are you, honey? That is a children's hospital. She don't need to be doing that. No, 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 no. Come on and respect that. They don't need no kind of shit show that happened. Look at the shit show that happened down there in Georgia. Look what happened in Georgia, y'all. That was crazy. That was completely nuts what happened in Georgia. I pray that she don't go to St. Jude's Hospital and do the same thing that they did in Georgia. I'm sorry, but I ain't trying to be mean, but they'll put her under the jail for that stuff. She liable to end up in jail, y'all. Listen, I know that this is her job and I know she has a passion for what she does, but sometimes you can go a little bit too far with things. She probably will get arrested. She will if she goes messing around that hospital, especially around children that is sick. I pray she don't go there, you all. That's not a place to go. There's a 12-year-old girl who's missing in Gainesville, Georgia. Yeah, there's one in Oklahoma I was going to bring up too. She needs to get arrested. That's not the place. Exactly. If that's where she's going. I've yet to see cray cray protesters get arrested. I know. I'm telling you right now, that is definitely not a place to go doing that. BHP claims she will just stay on public property and observe the situation with the construction in a legal way. But the problem is that's a child's cancer hospital. I now know why I never got to drive. God saved me from jail system. I don't know. Are you a little early? Yes, I'm on early. Um, I don't know if know who BHB is, but she's a YouTuber and she got Don Wells fired. She went to his job. Her and Molly Golightly told Candace said some really bad things to the mother of Summer Wells. Hey, Vicky too. And then they went. down to Georgia one year, and I don't know if you know about the she show that happened down there, but it was absolutely crazy. One person got arrested, so now she's wanting to go to St. Jude's Hospital where they're allegedly, I don't know for sure, where they're uh, doing construction and protest against, hey, Myrtle Burke, against Chris Proudfoot. And she doesn't even know if Chris is guilty or not. He was at work that morning. She won't be able to go over the construction site anyway. I hope not. She'll be the only one there, probably. Romaine Preciado. See, why don't she go protest right there to something like that? Somebody that's been proven to be guilty, like Romaine Preciado in the Savannah Soto case. Yvonne, hello, Yvonne. How are you, honey? Come on in, everybody. I hope she knows people can play with the mental illness card. I don't know, but I she might have done Don Wells that way. She might have done Billy Joe and them down there that way, but I don't know if she's going to be able to do it with Chris Proudfoot. He'll have her put in jail. He'll have a lawsuit slapped on her. If she causes him to lose his job, he will sue her, honey. That's going too far. Way too far to do that. Y'all know I didn't like the Georgia thing. I felt like the Georgia thing was going way too far with the little what's his name? Uh Quentin Simon, y'all. Lord, that girl, oh my Lord, what she did to that baby. I heard that she was horrible. I mean, I could see them protesting, but I just think it went too far. Bullies get bullies. I don't know. I just think that is way too far, especially going to a children's cancer hospital and trying to pull that shit. That nuh-uh. Uh-uh. Hello, Miss Daisy, my beautiful friend. Much love to you and family. Hey, Miss Kims, how are you doing? You doing okay? I would think she would be arrested if she is on the hospital grounds. She'll probably try to look at and see where she can stand to do it. I guess there is legal ways, I guess, that you can. When JLR went to St. Jude's Hospital, the security guards run him off the property. Did he go there too? I felt bad for those neighbors in Georgia. They all showed their butts down there. Right, Miss Lone Star? What I would pay to see some of these creators get. Oh, Debbie Nelson! BHB is going to step on the wrong toes. It will not turn out good. Well, look at there. There's Prayer Gardens of Americas. What are you doing, Prayer Garden? Day, Molly and Bullhorn did not get Donald fired. Donald got moved to another job site. Well, according to Don, he got fired. Don told me that they got him fired. I promise. That's what he said. In fact, he's still mad to this day over them getting him fired. JLR went to the construction site, was closed. Yes, Daisy, a month or two ago, JLR went there. So he went there to protest too? Prayer Garden, do you think, hey, I want her to touch. Do you think that they should go to St. Jude's Hospital and protest? What do you think? Do you think they should? I think that's going too far. I don't even think you would do that, Prayer Garden. BHB is smart. She knows her limits, or she should. I don't know. It's almost like they about got into a complete and thorough fist fight down there in Georgia. I really thought they were going to fight. Right. JLR went there and was surrounded by security not to protest. Does anybody know why he went there? Betty is jealous of JLR Magnolia that she's getting just hating. Yanni! Donald needs to tell the truth. Shame the devil. Per Garden, Are you ever going to get along with Don? Are you and Don ever going to get along? Listen, do you really think that Don will get on national news and say that he was set up by law enforcement if he's guilty of something? You know Don ain't guilty. You know that somebody in that neighborhood took that baby. JLR didn't protest. He went down to show the work site. Oh, okay. Where did Magnolia come from, though? I don't know. No, all of them sick babies. There, it's disgusting. She and the rest are acting there. Enough is enough. Right. Yep. As soon as he tells the truth, prayer garden. She is always going to fuss with Dom Wells. She is prayer garden. No one will get near the hospital. I hope not. I hope not for sure. PG will never be friends with Don, Miss Daisy. I don't think she will either. Let's see. JLR timed how long it took to get the work site from Chris. Well, look what the cat drug in. Our Mr. President, Mega. Who cares about Donald Wells? We need to start talking about Donald Trump. Listen, I play a Mega. I did that on my last live and ended up having a meltdown. I don't think I want to talk about politics tonight. I did that on the last one. Anyway, we're talking about word on the street on these YouTube streets right now. Well, that is true. Diamonds is ready for it. She is ready for it. But anyways, I pray that BHB does not go down there to uh, Tennessee in front of St. Jude's Hospital and protest. That would be awful. That would be awful, y'all. It would. Because there is sick people there. There are sick parents. There are sick children, terminally ill children at that hospital. World War III almost broke out on the last live. I know. We can't do that again, can we, Lone Star? We can't. We got some Demis in here and some Republicans and some a little bit of everything. So we got to stay a little neutral. We got to. So I don't know. I don't know what got me a little riled up. My feathers got in a ruffle the other night. Meanwhile, I've been up there in the camp and Peanut's been eating like a little pig up there. I'll have to show you some videos. Chris might be a bad man, but going to humans' job site is wrong. I know. I agree on that one, Prayer Garden, for sure. I think he's a hard-headed man. I think he's a smart aleck, but I don't think he hurt Sebastian. I think Sebastian eloped. I really do. It's just disrespectful. Those babies need peace. So does their parents. I don't agree with that crap. Me neither. Hey, Dustin, where you been, Delphi man? There's my little Delphi guy. Dustin Andrew, where have you been, honey? It's sad that the St. Jude's Hospital is being built over an ancient burial ground. I thought they were supposed to have architects look for that stuff before they begin. Now I know Nashville's got a St. Jude's in it, but now I this one's going to be in Memphis because Nashville has a St. Jude's. Because I actually know some people that actually came from there that had family that went to St. Jude's, and they say it's absolutely. Hey, Mimi, how are you? They say that St. Jude's is absolutely wonderful. Like if the parents can't afford to travel, they will pay for the helicopter ride to bring the parents. Say like a child gets sick and it has to be rushed to St. Jude's Hospital, and y'all know that I've had a grandbaby. My husband's grandbaby had leukemia. Right, I begged my stepdaughter to take him to St. Jude's Hospital um, and she didn't, and he lost his life. But I begged her, and she just would not do it. But I know other people that has took their children to St. Jude's, and St. Jude's provided everything for them, everything. They didn't have to worry about nothing. They had a helicopter ride there and a helicopter ride back. And I mean, when you're dealing with a sick child, you're dealing with 103, 104 temp spikes. That means that child has to go to that hospital ASAP. They will not, like with my husband's grandson, whenever he spiked the temperature, they would not let a regular hospital touch his port. They made us bring him all the way to Lexington, Kentucky, so they could take care of him every time, because they're just so delicate. And so if a child gets extremely sick and runs a fever, they go to St. Jude's. St. Jude's takes them, either flies them and their parents there, and takes care of everything, their food. Even at Cincinnati's Children's Hospital, they would provide like a whole break room full of all different kinds of foods and drinks for the family of these children that are sick. And that's why I say, listen, a YouTube payday is not worth going to a children's hospital to protest. My sister was in St. Jude's, but she's okay, thank God. Well, good. I'm so glad. I was not at all criticizing the hospital. I totally support it. It's just unfortunate that the location is where. Oh, I understand, BB. I was just telling about how I feel about how good the hospital is. No, they probably shouldn't put it on there, but I don't know why they do it. I'm glad she is, Flippy. There's many buildings built on burial grounds. Unfortunately, so many million of indigenous men, women, children lost their lives unjustly. I know. I'm sorry about that. My daughter's best friend was at St. Jude's for cancer treatment, was in remission, but cancer came back and she passed. Oh, I'm sorry, Lake 17. Miss Daisy, not to get political, but the power plant that the Biden administration had shut down when he first took office are being opened again. The Dems are practically begging them to reopen. Why? Does anybody know why? See, just before my mom died, she said to send any donations to St. Jude's, and we did. And it has, listen, Cinderman, it goes in a good place because like I'm telling you, they provide for food, housing. They even give them like cash cards to get gas. They give them all kinds of stuff to help. Magnolia is way more beautiful than BHB. Magnolia is way more classier than her. I'll say it like say it. Well, I don't think BHB is a bad looking woman. I think she's actually a pretty woman too. Hey, Christy Kitts, how are you? She's not a bad looking woman. She's pretty. Um, I, I don't. I don't want to like. I hate to. I'm not trying to bash BHB. I just wish she wouldn't do that. That's going a little too far. That is. My front door camera's a pain in the butt every car that drives. Oh yeah, we've experienced that too. Power grid, too many blackouts. Dems want to go total electric. Oh, they're going to pull something. I hate to get that started again, but they're going to, in my opinion, they're going to pull something for this election. So I don't know, y'all. I pray that she don't go and protest. I really don't do. I support St. Jude's, and them YouTube creators need to leave the organization alone. I agree, Mega. Don't go to a children's hospital where children is having treatments. Their family is under enough stress worrying about their babies. They don't need to go into a parking lot with people screaming and yelling out in the parking lot or the parking lot beside of the hospital. They don't need that kind of stress, you guys. They're already under extreme stress. I think Sebastian left too. Either ran away or leered out. Yes, I do too, break time. I think he left. I think he eloped. I do. I think every woman is beautiful in their own way, but Buffalo Bill's wife. Diamonds? I guess, y'all. But I don't think BHB is ugly, y'all. I'm not going to sit here and say that I think she's ugly. I'm not talking about another woman's looks. I think BHB is beautiful in her own way. We're having, we're already having conserved power in Texas. They shut us off up to 12 hours a day. How can we charge a car if we can't keep our groceries cool? Exactly, exactly, Lone Star. I got news that Bullhorn Betty is not going to be protesting. I hope she don't, Prayer Garden. I hope she don't. Miss Daisy, why is BHB going to CP's work? I don't know. It's alleged. That's what everybody's saying is she is. I've not confirmed it, but a lot of people are saying it. I just find it gross for a creator to scream that every child she covers is dead right off the bat without evidence of anything or so vulgarity. Exactly. Frankie! She's not. Well, a lot of people say she is. Uh, it's due to storms coming. Y'all better be preserving. Y'all better be preserving. I suggest if you can get a what do you call them things? Solar panels and stuff. I would do that. Luckily, there's mountains here where we can go get water from the mountains if we run out of water. I got a natural spring up here in my creek. But I know where places where there's water that comes out of a mountain. Yes, justice for Madeline Soto, justice for Sebastian. I believe BHB is going to the construction site very early Monday morning to see when it opened. Like, I don't care if she goes. I just pray that she don't, like, try to protest there. Well, it's not true from what I'm hearing. Well, I hope not, Prayer Garden, because I just think that that's going too far, way too far doing that. And the things that she said to Candace was, well, it wasn't her, it was Molly that said it. Molly Golightly said it to Candace that day. I, oh my goodness. Any other person, no, 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 no. BHB is talking about it though. It wouldn't be wise for her to do that. A lot of her supporters surely would not agree for her going to a children's hospital and doing that. Break times as we go through it every summer. They call them rolling blackouts. They say our grid can't support it. They claim our ACs are the reason we get held too much for solar. Okay. So y'all get those bad storms too. Y'all get them bad storms. Bullhorn Betty thinks she's the mouth from the south like Joe. Thinks he's the voice of America. I guess, Ronald, if you say so, I guess. Listen, I don't have anything against Bullhorn Betty, but when she does stuff like that, that's a little bit too far, y'all. That's a little bit too far. Going to people's work, it ain't going to help. Chris Proudfoot was at work that morning. We have Shauna in here, whose son was at work with Chris Proudfoot the morning that Sebastian went missing. And he showed up at 5 o'clock in the morning. He was at work. So Bullhorn Betty needs to stop with Chris and Katie. She needs to quit. Like, she would do good. Betty would do good. Like, I understand that that's her passion, y'all. I do. I understand that this YouTube criminal crime stuff is her passion. If she would just take a step back and not accuse the parents, unless law enforcement comes out and says, kind of like with Madeline Soto's case, we know that that guy did what he did. But when law enforcement ain't saying these parents are guilty, and then she's going after them like they are. Now Chris is a military guy, and Katie both. They're both military. They're not just some criminal on the street that does drugs and alcohol and stuff. They are military. In Minnesota, we have been getting wicked weather, severe weather. I wished it would rain here because it's not raining. It's getting hot. Last year, my neighbor died because her oxygen went off. She left a note. It was horrible, begging God for power. The heat. We have heat strokes. I go right around to get AC because they can't shut my truck off. You know what, Lone Star? I think that they should get together and go check on your elderly. If it's hot like this, y'all, my neighbor died last year too because they cut his electricity off and his water, and it was like over 100 degrees in his house. And when his family finally decided to check on him, he was basically a part of the floor. Like he had been there so long that they basically had to take some of the floor with him. He passed away because of the heat. They cut his electricity off. So we need to check on our elderly people at home, y'all. If we Good night, everyone. God bless. Don't forget to vote for Ronald 2024. We will. We sure will, honey. We got you, Ronald. We got you, honey. Creators only want to answer for these abused and missing children. Only wants answers for them. Like everyone out here, they love and support the victim. I understand that, Prayer Garden, but there's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. And the parents has not been none uh Don or Candace or Chris or Katie has been accused by law enforcement for taking their children. None of them has. Nobody knows what happened to Summer. Nobody knows what happened to Sebastian. And to go to their work and harass them and and do what they did to Candace and Don is uncalled for. And what they did at Little Quentin's. Like I understand that Leilani Simon was guilty. I mean, she beat that baby. Like she literally beat that little baby. Like they were waiting for test results to come back on a pillow for BRIAN matter on the pillow. That's how bad she BEAT'd that little baby boy. So, oh, thank you, BB. I know. He didn't tell nobody. He didn't have water, nor did he have electricity. Who's at a cancer? Allegedly, I don't know. It's not been confirmed. Allegedly, they're saying BHB's going to go there and protest at St. Jude's. Um, Alleged. I don't know how true it is. For because of Chris, Proudfoot works there allegedly. Attacking parents of missing children is either way a grift or to get out personal anger issues. There's no excuse for what I've seen the last 3 years. And we all know that I was on that train there at one time myself. I was attacking Don and Candace real bad until I got to know them. And I seen for myself grieving parents. Are they perfect? No. Do they have flaws? Yes. Um, but that don't mean they hurt Summer. I don't stand that woman who killed her beautiful baby boy Simon. I know. I don't know why she did that, y'all. She must have been jealous of that baby. But the she show that went on down there in Georgia, y'all, I used to have clips. I saved clips from a long time ago, and I decided just to go ahead and delete them of everything that went on down there. I hear Leilana has been complaining about a jail recently. Good. She needs to sleep on the floor with no blanket, no pillow, and everything. Did you hear what Chris said? He did. Did you hear what Chris said he did to Sebastian with that belt? I cannot agree with that at all. No, I don't agree with that either, Prayer Garden. I don't. But allegedly, Seth did too. Seth did too, and he admitted to it. So a lot of people will do corporate punishment, and a lot of them does. But no, I don't agree with it. Absolutely not. No, not a child with autism anyway. Hey, Miss V, how are you? I don't agree with doing someone like that. They're closing in on K and C and K. So Ruby, you think C and K's guilty? I guess Ruby thinks that they're guilty. Let's see. Anyone that knows anything knows law enforcement keeps everything close to the vest. They know more than we do. Bullying people hasn't worked in any case. Only psychopaths think they know more than Ellie. Well, I know I'm not no detective. I ain't even a sleuth. Did you see the pictures of what Seth did to his son? I didn't see no pictures of that. I think Chris, Katie, and Seth needs to get together and uh work together like Riley Straits. Did you all see that the autopsy report came back? Hey, Misty Ray, did y'all see the autopsy report came back on Raleigh Strain, and it said he was extremely intoxicated and that he died of accidental drowning? Did y'all see that? And said the banks were real steep, so they think that he fell over the bank into the water. I wonder how his family feels about that. I do believe it is possible because he was extremely, and those banks were very, very steep. And they said the water was up from it raining. But I know the family is always going to have in the back of their head that, somebody hurt Riley. I know they are. But I do feel like he may have fell over that hill head first and maybe hit his head and then drifted off. I don't know. I feel really bad. You think he was drugged? According to the toxicology, the only thing they found in his bloodstream was alcohol. And they said there was a high level of alcohol. Seth is a nut. He's demanding a PlayStation, not time to worry about plastic box. His missing son matters more than material possessions. Ruby said she thinks they're guilty. I think Riley was drugged. Faith is with the Proudfoots. Let's see what PG says. Yep, I don't agree with Seth doing anything he has been doing. I believe Seth is using his son for money and attention, playing the hero. I think you might be right on that one, Prayer Gordon. He definitely is making money off of him. Chris whipped Sebastian before he was diagnosed with autism. Seth hit his son in the head knowing he had water on his brain. Justice for Sebastian, yeah. You'll always be right to be kind. It takes strong faith in God to be kind in some situations, but it's always best. God knows how to do things best. Trust Him. Yes, ma'am. I agree. A lot of people are conflicted about it. They're attached with court papers. I saw a video of Chris's daughter sitting next to Katie at a restaurant eating earlier today. I seen that too. I did. I was on Jinky's Live earlier and read a post on Facebook about it being 26 years today since my friend passed away in a car accident. I have cried my eyes out like it just happened. Oh, I'm sorry. Keep on, Mama. I'm glad they found him so they could have closure. Poor Riley. Me too. I don't know if they'll always, I think, in the back of their head, I think they'll think that somebody hurt him. I pray that they do get closure. I don't blame myself for not making him get in the car with me that night. I still blame myself for not making him get in the car with me that night, but I I did name my son after him. Aww. Girl, you didn't see them. They're attached to the order of protection Katie submitted with the divorce papers. Oh, yeah, yeah. We played that here. We did play that here. We did. Like, I don't know what happened to Sebastian. I pray that none of his family had anything to do with it. If anybody that I would probably be suspected of taking Sebastian, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, it would be Katie's estranged mother. But other than that, I don't think Katie, Chris, or Seth. Now, I'm not saying I think that they're perfect by far. I don't think that Chris should have hit Sebastian nor Seth. And I don't think Seth should be getting all this money off of his child missing. Daisy, show everyone the picture of Chris's daughter. I don't really want to do that, Gail, because I don't want to go after them people. They haven't found him yet. Quentin was so adorable that was disgusting, and certain creators said she's innocent still. She ain't innocent. She's violent. I can't believe people would still think that Leilani Simon is innocent. I'm going on the record that I truly believe Seth, Chris, and Katie did anything. I'm going on the record that I truly believe Seth, Katie, Chris did anything to Sebastian. Did you show the pictures too? What pictures are y'all talking about? I don't want to show the pictures of Katie because I feel like that's like her private moment, like her going out to eat. I just don't think it's appropriate for people to take pictures of people while they're out to eat. Milani is guilty. She did it. I knew it, and so many others failed him. I know that poor little baby. Have any of y'all gone down the rabbit hole yet with Zach Doyle that is missing over the weekend and then found passed away? I haven't. I can only cover certain cases. I can't cover a whole lot. These cases get to me, y'all. That pic should be deleted with a mere child in it. If it was my child, I would bring every legal charge. Right. I think that that was disgusting for somebody to go and take a picture of them eating out. I really do. Leilani is pure evil. She will answer one day for what she did to that baby. Oh, yeah. She should get the death penalty for what she did to that little one. Throwing him in the trash like he's nobody. You know, that's disgusting. To us, this is just a case. To these people, it's their lives. Amen, Mrs. Sassy. Amen. I agree. The picture Debbie is talking about, not of Katie and the daughter. Oh, well, what picture are y'all talking about? I don't know what picture it is. No, I'm like, leave these people alone. Everybody says, oh, Katie and Chris is not searching. Well, how do we know that they're not searching? They said themselves that they're searching in their own way. When I'm not here, I miss y'all. I love y'all. We love you too, Miss V. We love you, Miss V. But we don't know if they're searching. I heard that they paid to put up billboards and everything. Let them go out to eat in peace without taking a picture of them. She's been through enough. I don't know what to believe anymore on Sebastian's case. It's crazy. Yes. That's why I've not been covering it that much, you guys, because it has went too much out there. Too much. And I'm not gonna my channel is not gonna be about all that anymore. Like Stefan Stearns, absolutely. We'll go hard after him. Yes, sir. Because there's proof that that guy hurt little Madeline for years and years. Did y'all see Madeline's aunt speak out against Jen Soto and them about Madeline on Nancy? I'll play it if y'all want me to. Seth may be his dad biologically, yet Chris is legally his father since he is married to Katie. Right. He is his legal stepfather. Yes, absolutely. They're both his father. They're both his father, y'all, in my opinion. I pray that Chris was good to him. I think that Chris was a little hard on him. Don't get me wrong. I think he is hardcore military, and I think he was a little hard on Sebastian. It's too much he said, she said in Sebastian's case and game playing. Too early, Chris at work me, I think. Well, I know Chris was at work that morning because remember we have Shauna that came in here and she said that her son worked there and he said that he was at work. So there's no way that he could have traveled that far and that fast. No one is perfect, parent. We all make mistakes. Yes, Chris is an ass. Yes, Katie is weird and Seth is unhinged, but I don't think any of them did anything to Sebastian. Me too. Play Maddie Soto thing? Okay. I cussed my TV many of times over Stefan and Jen. Oh yeah, me too. That man makes me sick to my stomach. Hang on, y'all. I'll play the Nancy Grace thing when it comes to Madeline Soto. Her case is sad, y'all. And y'all know I'm going to be covering that trial. Y'all know I'm going to be covering that trial. Let's do Madeline's final hours right quick. Um, we'll go over that first, and then we'll play the ant. So let me see if I can pull it up, you guys. Madeline's case is very, very sad, you guys. Very sad. What that little baby girl endured. And in my opinion, I think subconsciously, in my opinion, I think Jen Soto knew that it would please the Steven Stearns to go to sleep with Maddie, and I think she basically just gave that baby girl to Stephon Stearns. I just can't understand the demand to focus only on Chris and Katie. It's weird. It's literally forced in the Facebook groups by Seth's team, and they flat out say so. I don't get it. I really don't. Me neither. I seen that myself, Mama. I seen it. I don't get it. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be honest. I don't believe any of the parents hurt Sebastian, but if there was one that I have a little birdie in the back of my head with a little suspicion about, it would be Seth over any of them, just because he's collected so much money off Sebastian. And I don't think he did hurt. If I did think that he would definitely be the first one on my list. Jen Soto needs to come out and say that she knew 101 because she's pretty much has done it, said it. She needs to be locked up. I think so too. Yeah, just today they said it again several times. I was like, what in the hello is going on? I don't think any of them did it either, but I really disturbed by them writing that. Yeah, they're just like a cult, some of them are. They go hard. They did it to Don and Candace Wells too. Check your messenger. Okay. Let me play this right quick for you all. This is Nancy's thing. Here we go. Oh, hang on.
All in. And from what I can determine from our own investigation here at Crime Stories, that sex abuse by mommy's boyfriend started around the time little Maddie was just 8 years old. I am learning now from a treasure trove of state's documents that the night before Maddie, just 13 years old, went missing, translation, murdered. The night before she goes missing, her mother sent her to bed with the live-in so mommy could get a good night's sleep. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us.
Little man tore all the pieces over this. Okay, before I show y'all this, should I show that diamonds? Somebody has sent me a picture of allegedly what happened to Sebastian per Seth. And I don't know if I should show it or not, but they are pictures of Sebastian's neck after he alleged hit him with a belt in the neck. Have y'all seen them? Should I show them? There's proof. I don't know if I should or not, y'all. Have y'all already seen them? I found the pictures and sent them to Daisy. No, minor child. Well, I have pictures of. Has any other creator already showed them diamonds? Have they already showed the pictures of Sebastian with the belt mark on his neck? Let me look at them again. I don't know if I should show them or not, y'all. I'm kind of worried about it. Hang on. Ooh. You can't really see his face, but hang on. Let me take this down. You can't see his face, but hang on. Hang on, y'all. Read the yellow part first. Okay. So let me read the yellow part, y'all. Trigger warning, okay? It's not from Facebook. Okay. So let me put a trigger warning. And let me pull up the charges. And this is just to be fair, y'all. This is just to be fair. We're putting this out here. Okay. Before I put that, I'll take this down. Hang on, let me take this down. Okay, the bottom part says petitioner Katie L. Rogers, 2 pictures of party, son Sebastian, after being struck by respondent, 1 disc containing 3 audio recordings of respondents. So this is Laura, I've seen them when the divorce was first filed. They're public pictures and documents that showed already. So people's already showed them. Uh, okay, wait, hang on. There it is. I mean, when I first looked up the records, public records. So this is supposed to be Sebastian's neck after being hit by a belt, allegedly by his dad, according to these records. Wow, that's a big mark on his neck. Let's see what else we got here. And this is, I don't know if I can read that. Since returning from deployment in December, I have witnessed a multitude of events for Seth. I have seen him hit Sebastian in the head, neck, and back. I have witnessed when taking his anger out on Sebastian, grab him with both hands, lift his entire body up, and slam him down. The proceeding to proceed to beat him. He has, on many cases, whipped him with a belt, not paying attention to where he's hitting because of his anger. My neighbor informed me that during my duty days, they have seen Sebastian in multiple occasions coming outside of the house crying and looking for his dad because he had been gone for long periods of time and didn't know where he was. They told me they have told my son to go inside and lock the door when it occurs. Seth will, on a regular basis, just walk into a living room and get naked, not caring that Sebastian is in the area and sees this. On several occasions, when Sebastian expressed stress or anxiety about our separation or his daddy's anger, he would respond by telling Sebastian that this is all because mommy doesn't want to love daddy anymore. And that's a no no. You're not supposed to talk about your. By the second week of school, the teachers had already requested that the principal be present anytime that Seth were due to him, making them uncomfortable. When we went to the school to meet his teacher before the school year, we just finished explaining about Sebastian's diagnosis and about the fluid on his brain, and he did something to irritate his father, who then responded by hitting him in the head in front of his teacher. And when I addressed him about it and told him to, he could not do that and that cannot keep doing that because it's wrong. He told me it wasn't that hard and it was fine, and people need to stop telling him how to raise him. Wow, y'all. But the court did give them joint custody, so what's up? Was there another side filed as well? There was another side. I think Tiffany Marie has that other side. Hey, always late. Hey, Eve. Tiffany Marie has both sides. But y'all, this don't lie. This right here don't lie. That don't lie. I mean, I don't know. None of them were good parents, in my opinion. It was a whole mess, y'all. That's a whole mess. I think Seth might have autism as well. He could have. He could very well be undiagnosed with it. I don't know, but anybody hitting Seth or Sebastian, whether it's his dad, whether it's Chris, whether it's Katie, is not right at all. Hang on, y'all, just a second. Nobody should be hitting on that kid, especially with a freaking belt like that. I used to get hit like that with a belt. Okay, so my diamonds has sent me something else. Hang on. I don't know if I can read that, diamonds. Uh, Let me see if I can make it bigger. Because I cannot read, y'all. Hang on. That's about as big as it's going to get. Hang on. Go back. Okay. This is Register of Actions. Proof of personal service petition filed by Rancho Santa Fe Protective Order. Who is this for? Diamonds. Who is this for? Seth Robert Rogers. What is this? What is this, Diamonds? I can't read that good. I got my glasses on. Island H. Seth said it was because CPS didn't have his number, so the last day they closed the case. Miss Diamonds, I'm going to put a link out so you can come up here and explain this to me. It won't let me zoom in. I don't know how to zoom in. I don't know what it is. What is this? And I can't read that little. That's little writing. I know, y'all. That is sad about Sebastian. I always think of my grandson who has Asperger's My son is 6'4" and weighs 250 pounds. And you talking about a grandma that would get on him if he did that to his son. Oh, yeah. Download it to your PC, then zip. I don't know how to do that. I got a MacBook and I don't know how to do all that. I don't know. Let me see if I can read it. Hang on. Let me see. I'm not techie like you, Miss Diamonds. What'd I do? Hang on. She's sending me more stuff. Hang on. Okay, she said, now I got that too small to where I can't read it. Okay. The papers filed in court, download it, and then zoom in, read at the bottom portion. Okay, now let's see. The bottom portion says petition for work violence restraining order. Okay, let me see. Let me pull it up here. Per- Petition for work violence restraining order filed by Rancho Santa Fe Protective Service Incorporations. Civil case covered sheet filed by Rancho Santa Fe Protective Service. Case initiation form. Temporary restraining order filed by Rancho Santa. So they put a restraining order on him? On Seth? Is that what it is? It says Seth Rogers versus Rancho Santa Fe Protective Services. Proof of personal service petition filed by Rancho's hearing on restraining order scheduled. So they put a restraining order on Seth, allegedly. Filed court documents. Wow. That is parents' alienation. Paper. The papers file. Okay. 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 I don't know how to do that, but I read it mostly. That's parental. So evidently Katie got where he did that. The social services department uh going to get a is it your birthday, Miss V? Miss V, is it your birthday? Seth. Okay. There's Diamonds. What's up, Diamonds? Daisy can't read. Diamonds. Are you there? Diamonds. It was denied, Miss Daisy. Oh, they denied it. Okay. I don't understand it. Seth has a violent past, Daisy, but this does not mean he is behind Sebastian. Listen, I'm not saying that Seth is behind Sebastian going missing. I'm just saying they all need to look how pretty Diamonds is. I know. Diamonds, you got it on mute. Diamonds. Diamonds is a girl's best friend. Diamonds. You got it on mute, honey. I don't know if she can hear me or not. But the fact of the matter is, y'all, is that there was a lot of people hitting on little Sebastian. And it wasn't right. Either way, it was not right. She's working on it. Diamonds. Oh, you devil! Look who it is, y'all. It's the devil. Diamonds, you better get Diamonds.
Oh, I did good, didn't I? I did so well.
It was Big Mama Diamonds. Mama said, that's not me. Why the hell wouldn't you let me up on your panel a while ago, Big
I
Mama?
texted. Well, because
There's reason.
I don't care what the reasons was. I got tired. She come up here as you, Diamonds. She come up here as you. She sold your profile, Diamonds.
Look how pretty she is.
She is pretty. She is pretty. She's probably freaking out right
I
now.
had to do it to her. She trolled me the other day.
Let's see.
I had
Don't
to.
pop
She
me on
trolled me.
panel. I'm not up there. She doesn't know yet that it's
She don't
you.
know.
I lost respect for Seth when he took $12,000 to
Love
pay
you, Kim.
T-Rev's girlfriend mortgage from a GoFundMe, but no reward. Oh, wow. Wow.
You like my picture, Diamonds?
It was Jinkies, Diamonds. It was Jinkies. She's a troller.
I was like, I'm going up as Diamond. Hey,
That ain't me. That ain't me. That ain't me. I let her up. Good thing you wasn't a freaking porn bomber.
I thought about getting a penis out, giving them hell
You
with
better
it.
not, Big Mom.
I don't have a penis.
Diamond, Diamond said, "Oh my goodness, I thought you were gonna get pee bombed." I didn't know. By the time you showed me that, Jinky showed her face. So,
Pop the camera up.
Big Mama.
What?
Hey Eve, how are you? We was
I
just
did,
talking.
Diamond. I got you. I love
Diamond
it.
was having a panic attack because I was like, Diamond, you got
I
your
will,
mute on.
Mama.
You
He's
got
not
your
with
mute
me
on."
tonight. He's been at his dad's for the last 2 nights. I'll tell him though.
Mimi says Jinkies.
Hey, Mimi.
Look here,
Can
Pregard.
you share about the
Day
serial
can you share the serial murder wanted? Stacy Lee Drake, last seen in Arkansas. Yeah, I'll share it on my community post if you send it to me. Or I can pull it up here. I've not heard about it yet.
I thought that was
Last
good,
seen in
Diamond. I'm
Arkansas.
sorry.
Huh?
That was good. You
I
got
was
it.
waiting for. Oh my goodness!
I was
I'm
originally
okay.
going to get a banana and put it in the thing, but
doing
y'all can see
good.
my crown in the background.
I'm doing good. Yeah, if you send it to me, Prayer Garden, I'll share it. I will. She said her stomach hurts. She's freaking out.
Oh, that's funny. Hey,
Look,
Dee.
there's a Miss DD743. DD743. DD. I didn't like Seth.
Who was it that looked at me the other day at that vigil and said, Big Mama?
Did
They
somebody
was
call you
out of the blue. They just looked at me and said, Big Mama.
Oh, who was it?
I don't know. I can't remember who looked at me and just looked at me and
Was
said,
it DD?
Big Mama. No, it wasn't Dee Dee.
I love you, DD.
I did
wonder
do
who-
good, didn't I, Kim?
I would have liked to have went to that, but there've been people taking pictures of Daisy at that event. We was talking about Sebastian Rogers. Did you see them welts on his neck?
Nobody would take pictures of Daisy.
Hey, DD,
Let me see what was going on.
there would have been somebody there taking snaps of Daisy.
Actually, there was nobody allowed to take pictures. Nana even ran Tim Mullins off.
Did she?
Yeah. She wasn't allowed pictures. She made Tim and Don go over somewhere
You
else.
want to hear about the serial killer? Send me a link, Debbie, about that serial killer, and I'll pull it up. I'll share it if I get a link to it. Look,
Diamond, you like my picture?
Diamond was telling me, "That's not me, Daisy. That's not me." Her garden said, "Research him real fast. He has murdered 4 humans already. One mother and her sister is crying out for help to bring justice." Let me look. Let me see what his name is, Pergarden. What'd she say his name was again? Let me see if I can go up. Somebody's already sent me something. These mods are on it, honey. Ooh, thank you, Tammy. Hang on.
I'm leaving this
Let me get,
picture up here, Diamond. It's pretty. It's my pretty diamond.
let me share the link. Here, this is the link. So we're gonna pull. I'm gonna pull it up about the serial killer, Big Mama.
Oh, I gotta go pee.
All right, here we go. We're gonna play it. I don't know who this is, but I put the link up there.
In Arkansas, in Little Rock, Arkansas. That's where police believe he is. He is considered armed and dangerous. He has allegedly killed 4 people at least.
Wow.
And these murders weren't like the other manhunts that we've seen or covered. This guy is more so along the lines of a serial killer.
This is about him right here. So
carjacks and kills you. He doesn't just take the car. So here's what we know. There are a few areas of interest near the last sighting. These areas are Petit Jean State Park. Hope I'm saying that right, guys. It's located not too far from where the motel is, where Stacy was last seen on
hopefully
foot
they'll
last
show
night.
a picture of it.
They are also looking at Toad Suck Campground. That's a real place. It's by the Arkansas River, and they also are looking at Cherokee Park, which is also by the river, and there's another location as well. I just need a few more minutes to make sure that's okay to say, and I'll likely say that on JLR's stream by then. Again, the methods of travel that the authorities, specifically the FBI, are looking into are highways, waterways, trails, and campsites. This guy is not Danilo Cavalcante. He will steal a car, kill you, and then make his little his run. He's demented.
Oh,
and
Lord.
There are not many details about the murders because they just happened. This guy didn't do it months ago, a year ago. He just like last week.
How many people has he
I think
killed?
one of them was
Anybody
while he's
know?
on the run. So there are 4 murders. The individual's name is Stacy Lee Drake. He's 50 years old, a white male. His photo is very distinctive. Pass the photo around. Little Rock, Arkansas. There are some parks of interest, and again, it's highways, waterways, trails, and campsites in that region. Be on the lookout. If you see him, get away. If you're in a car, start it and leave. Don't. This isn't, it's this guy's a killer, and he will take. That's what he does. He kills for cars. So if you're in a car at a park, the weekend's coming up. Cancel your plans. Don't be going over there for any romantic getaways at any of these parks in Arkansas. There's a killer on the loose. This guy is essentially a serial killer. When you do these random murders, 4 random murders for cars, 2 cars. I don't know what the 4th murder was about. It's a very it's a case with a lot of moving parts, and it's moving rather rapidly. They just they made the arrest a few days ago, and this guy is out and about with a hiking bag the size of Danilo Cavalcante. He could have fit Danilo in the bag he's carrying right now, this escapee, and that's even more worrisome. And another thing that's worrisome is, how did he commit the murders, the 4 murders? And it's good to see that the comments are coming in, I think. So if you guys are commenting, I only see one from VV Lieberman. But essentially, I wouldn't say he's running. She says that maybe he's running. It sounds like he's running, but he's running and he's going to kill. He's not running to get away per se like the others. Danilo was running. He didn't kill the farmer. He didn't kill the owner of Bailey's. He didn't kill any of them. He took her van. She's alive. She's testifying. She, the family, whoever testifies in that situation, they're testifying. This guy, there's not going to be many testimonies. I'll tell you that right now. If you guys try to apprehend him, you're not testifying. There'll be testaments, I guess, at your grave and at your funeral. Don't approach this guy. He's dangerous. He's a murderer. He's going to kill. He's killing. He just killed 3 days ago. What do you mean he's going to kill? He literally is killing. As we speak, he might be killing somebody.
Let's go. Let's see if let me pull him up.
And you're going there.
Let me pull him up right quick. Hey, PG, what's up? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Daisy.
I'll pull up his picture.
I think it's important. There he is. Yep,
Yeah.
that's him.
Ah, that's awful close to Tennessee, right there. This guy
Um,
is.
they don't know where he's at. I mean, he could be anywhere, right? He can be anywhere.
Oh yeah. Let me see if I can show his picture some more. I'll pull his picture up so people can see. There's cameras of it. How many people has he killed? PG.
So far, I hear he's killed 4. One is a mother, and
Mm,
the mother, the sister is out here, and she's like, she feels like she's in a scary movie. She wants this guy found. She wants him to be arrested. She wants justice for what he done to her sister.
yeah.
Her sister did not deserve what this man has done to her. And
He kind of looks like that guy off TikTok that lives in the woods. There's a man off TikTok that lives in the woods in a camp area. He kind of
mhm.
looks like him a little bit.
And this particular, woman, there's children left behind with no mom now,
Oh no.
and a family totally devastated. The sister is totally devastated.
Yeah.
He needs to be found, but more so, we need to bring awareness. We need to get awareness out here ASAP, because they're like, lock your doors, right? Lock your
Yeah.
doors.
Arkansas is right
Um,
next to Tennessee.
and make sure, that if anybody that even remotely looks like this comes around, make sure you get a hold of, law enforcement immediately. Make sure that you are prepared, right? Make sure you're prepared if someone like this comes around your premises. He's
Yeah.
not playing. This guy right here is not playing, Miss Daisy.
No, ma'am, he
It,
ain't.
it means nothing to him to, destroy a life, right?
Yeah, especially when he's on the run. Has he
Mhm.
got a car? Do you know if he's got a car yet or not?
They said he's had different vehicles.
He's
He's
still.
actually, that's what he's doing, is he's destroying these people, and taking their vehicles. Whatever it takes for him to survive and keep moving, he is willing to do.
Oh yeah, looks like he got a car right there. They got him on security cameras on that car getting in a car. He looks normal. You wouldn't suspect him right there. I mean,
No.
I swear there's a man on TikTok that lives in the woods. He's a camper. He's just like this guy, but I wouldn't think he'd be on TikTok. He's got a dog
I,
and everything. He doesn't live in a camper. He lives in a tent.
I
Like he,
wouldn't think so. He's 50 years old. They said he's 50 years old. And and,
Alabama.
and he's armed, and he's dangerous. I mean, and he's willing to do whatever it takes, um to get where he's going and what he's after. So that's not good. That's
No, it's
not good,
not.
because we don't know where this guy could possibly be. I mean, law enforcement,
Stacy
they're
Lee.
all over the place.
Oh yeah,
They said he could be anywhere. Mississippi, Alabama. He came out of
Georgia, Tennessee.
Oklahoma. The last sighting was in Arkansas, and they're not for sure, exactly where he's heading, what he's up to. Um, I understand they say by morning they're going to have a reward out for him. I don't know.
Is
I
JLR on it? Is he out looking for him? Remember that one guy?
Yes,
He was out looking
absolutely.
for him?
JLR is already on this. JLR is already on this, and I think we all need to share his picture out on Facebook. If
Oh
it could save someone.
yeah,
Everyone is on social media, and it takes just a couple of seconds to put this guy's picture out there
oh
and get it circulating. All
because
over the place.
he
I've
looks
already posted it to Summer's Facebook, And if anybody wants to grab the picture and so forth from there, you can do so. If you're on Summer's Facebook, and it would be greatly appreciated. It
I'll
would be great. I mean, you could save a life. You
uh-huh.
could save a life. We should all do everything we can,
Oh yeah.
to help others out here.
Yeah, I like these cases anyway because these are the real perpetrators. Like, if you see somebody like this dressed up in 110-degree weather, you know something's up.
Well, they said also beware that he may have changed his hair color. He may have by now, got a 5 o'clock shadow going on, trying to get facial hair to kind of disguise, what you're looking for. So, I don't think he could do much about that mold next to his nose, right? He's not going to be able to do a whole lot about that. So, that'll be a dead giveaway.
Oh
He's
yeah.
got a mold. He's got a mold
Pull up
right there on, the right side of his face.
That's him right there. Wait, hang on. Let me see if I can pull up a bigger picture of him. The one with the where you can see the mole on his face.
Yeah,
There. That's him right there.
that's a mark. That's a mark that you would want to look for. Is that mold right there at the side of his face. That would help you no matter what color hair he has or
There he looks like that guy that's on TikTok though. Man, I wish I could find that man. He lives in the camp. He
he's a
looks
little crazy looking. I mean, to me,
with dark eyes.
yeah, look at his eyes, and
Mm.
ain't it weird how most killers have that look?
Yeah, they got them. That's them devil eyes, Per Gordon. That's them
You
devil.
know, like Leilani had the same eyes.
Oh
If you
yeah.
look at Leilani's eyes, she had the same look in her eyes. Charles Manson, the same look.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like they're wide awake, but nobody's home, right?
It's just like there's no spirit in there. It's all dead.
Yeah,
You know what I
you're
mean?
right.
You
Yeah.
know what Leilani did to that baby, don't you? You hear
Oh, yeah.
what they were looking for on that pillowcase?
They said that she took a trophy, is what they said, and you know, I don't want to say it out here on Facebook. It's really graphic and probably
Yeah.
won't be liked, but
Yeah.
she took that
Yeah.
trophy and used it like a hammer, right?
Hmm. Yeah, they said that they were looking for basically brain, particles on the pillowcase for that
They
baby.
they said they literally found it. They found matter
Hmm.
on the pillowcase of that
She's
little boy.
major anger issues. It's a wonder she didn't unalive the baby. But who?
Well, she asked a girlfriend of hers to asked a girlfriend of hers if she wanted her to help her destroy her child. And the girlfriend's like, "What? Hell
Really?
no." Yeah, she did. And
God. That
so
should have stood up.
that lets us know that she was wanting to destroy a child, right?
Yeah, she pre-planned it, didn't she?
Yeah, I believe so. And I also believe that um her boyfriend's music, if you listen to his music, it talked about destroying a child.
Oh yeah, and throwing it in the river because Christine.
Yeah. So, I don't know if she really, planned, like premeditated and carried it out. But I do think that something evil in her was
Mhm.
always wanting to know what it was like to
Hey,
do what she did.
right?
And, finally she fulfilled that need.
She had that is extreme personal. That's to go to that extreme on a little baby. It really to go that far. She had extreme anger for sure.
I agree. And, You know, it's sad because that baby looked just like her, didn't he?
He did. How
He
did
looked
Billy
just
go
like her.
sit in the house with her after she did that?
I don't know. That baby was absolutely beautiful. I do not know how her mother sat there and went out partying with them and supporting her and that boyfriend. I think the boyfriend took a plea deal. I think he basically gave her up.
Oh yeah, he did. This is Big Mama up here under your name, PG.
I love Jinky, man.
Her as Diamonds. I thought she was Diamonds at first, and then now she's up here as PG. Lee Lonnie, in my
What's
opinion,
that?
should be
PG
tested.
riding her bicycle.
um, I
How come you
think
didn't
that,
go live tonight, PG?
huh?
How come you didn't go live tonight?
I've been so busy the whole entire day. The whole entire day, I've been busy. I've been talking to so many different people, surrounding Summer's case and so forth and so on. And I just and I work, and I'm like I just need some time
Yeah,
down, right? I
I have
need
to do that too. I don't see how people can go from case to case because when I was covering Harmony Montgomery's case, that was too much. I couldn't
um,
do it
I
anymore.
know, I know. You know, I don't think people understand or realize, you know, how much it takes out of, you know, creators to do what they do. It's a
Hmm.
lot. It's a lot. And you know, and you got your mind, heart and soul in all of this as well.
Hmm.
You know, you really care about these victims
Ain't
and you
Sebastian's case getting crazy though? Don't you think it's getting crazy?
whose case?
Sebastian's.
Oh yeah. Sebastian's case, you know, I would love to cover more Sebastian's case. I've been so busy with Summers, but Sebastian's case, you know, yeah, it's getting out of control. Where I don't, I don't agree with Seth and what Seth's doing. I think Seth was just as bad as Katie and Chris. I don't think Sebastian really had a safe place nowhere. I really don't.
I
And
think
I think that Chris and Katie, you know, was super abusive to that little boy, and I think that Seth was pretty abusive. I don't think none of them really wanted to, you know, put the time in,
what do you
the
think about
love, the time.
getting all this money?
Children like that, Miss Daisy, they're a handful. They're a handful, and you know, they take a lot of time. You have to be very patient, and these are children that you have to keep on a regiment. Um, it's a lot. I understand that it's a lot taking care of a special needs child,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah,
know,
hitting them with a belt don't help. That's
no,
the
and
way.
I'm right. I totally agree with you. You know, that isn't the way to discipline. You know, what I found when it comes to children, Miss Daisy, is if you, they end up, you know, they end up acting how you raised them. If you get up every day and you have your children on a regiment, you know, if you keep your children clothed, they'll always stay clothed. If you, you know, from the birth on, if you, you know, change their diapers, keep them clean and their diapers changed and clothing on them all the time, little shoes, you know, they'll always stay dressed.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, and they'll act a way that, you know, children, it's like a mirror. Life is like a mirror. You're only going to get what you put out. If you treat them with love, kindness, respect, and that's how they'll, you know, it'll reflect back on you from them.
Yeah.
Um, you know, but
I
if you
think
don't,
I think with Katie's situation where she worked as a sailor, she was gone all the time. So Seth bonded with Sebastian, but I don't know if it was the best way. Hey Bonnie.
I don't think he
No,
did. I
you don't
don't.
think
I
he did?
don't think either one of them.
Well, you
And
know he was leaving him for 12 hours while he went to work. And he,
right, right,
no
and
wonder he didn't
also,
go missing then.
well, the little boy was telling Seth about this abuse, and he was, crying out to the grandmother, to Seth, and Grandma's like, "Well, I didn't report it because I was afraid he wouldn't tell me about the abuse no more if I did." What?
Exactly.
What? I mean, what the hell do you mean by that, right?
Exactly.
If
Like,
this little boy is telling you about abuse and crying out to you as a grandparent, it's your job to see that it stops. It's your job to get a hold of your son and come up with
a
a
plan.
way to make it stop. And Seth told him, just suck it up, Cupcake.
But I don't know if I believe everything Seth says because
I
he's getting a lot of money from his
He is. He got $10,000, and you know what he had to say about it?
what?
He said, "That's my money. That's not reward money." Because people were wanting to put it towards the reward. And he was like, "That's not reward money. That's my money." And
See,
the PIs and stuff are free, right? Anytime a case breaks like this, nobody's paying PIs. Don and Candace ain't paying them PIs. They're doing it pro bono. The
they are.
PIs do it pro bono. Nobody's paying for anything like that.
No.
And Seth leading people on like someone's getting paid is so wrong. It's wrong.
What do you think about TikTok Tony? What is your opinion?
I personally think that he's in my opinion, he's uneducated. He hasn't grown up. Um, he's ignorant as hell, and I don't know why anyone would hire him up. I wouldn't hire him up to find my dog.
What do you think about the pain picture? Do you think that was real or fake or just a something by accident?
What picture?
The pain.
The ping?
The peony picture
The
that he had.
penis.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I seen that floating around out there.
It was like
I seen that.
I clipped his TikTok live and I went back and looked on my where I clipped it and it was on there.
I've seen it
But it wasn't.
floating
Huh?
out. I've seen it floating out there, around. But um, you know,
Hey,
I'm
Reed.
gonna tell you, in this world today, Miss Daisy,
Uh-huh.
nothing evil or wicked surprises me at all.
It don't me either.
I mean, all the things going on in this world,
Hey,
the
Texas.
best you
Right.
get your
Huh?
house in order, right? Get
Yeah.
your house in order.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Um, because I believe it's a best day.
Gal made it plain and clear.
A
Right.
lot of people says it's that. I'm not too sure. It could have just looked like that, but it definitely looks like it for sure. But a lot of people said it was altered, but no, I was the one that actually clipped it. So I went back and looked, and I didn't notice it when I was playing it on here, but
It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And
shut his live down. He's not been going live. Good
it,
night, Reap. What you say? Huh? What'd you say, PG?
I said it's disgusting that he would put something like that out in the public. There's children and teenagers, young adults. Actually, you know, nobody's eyes want to see stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Why people do that, I don't know. I mean,
I think it was just like the way that it looked. I don't really think it was a pain. But a lot of people seem to think it is a pain. I don't know. He went offline after that, so I don't. He's not back on TikTok because I've been checking. Um, so I don't know.
I tell you what, he hasn't helped Seth. He's actually hurting.
No, he
I
has.
mean,
He has.
he really has.
I
And
that Chris, Katie, and Seth needs to get together and work together to try to find Sebastian.
they can't. They can't because Chris punks Seth. Seth, came out and me, Katie, and Chris are going to get together and we're going to work together and everybody else can, go F themselves, is what he said, right?
Mm.
And then Chris punked him and, and I think he actually rechanneled that aggression out here on the people. Why was he telling all of these people to go F themselves when they were giving him that 10 grand?
I don't know.
Why
That's a
didn't he
lot
say
of
it?
money.
Why didn't he say it then?
I
You know,
heard it was like 20 some thousand. What I heard.
I know he got 10 grand and above. And then he got, well, that was just to GoFundMe. He
Mhm.
got a bunch more money cash app. He had a cash app and I heard it got loaded too. Um,
Oh yeah, and Betty's putting it out for him too right now. She's
so
been
I
putting out
don't know.
cash apps too.
Mm-mm. When I felt sorry for him,
But he's
um,
a friend.
at the beginning, and when everybody's feeling sorry for him, I got sucked into that,
I
right?
felt sorry
I
for him
got
too.
sucked into that one, and I regret it. Usually I'm pretty cautious about most things and try not to, get sucked into this stuff. But you
Yeah.
know, I gotta hand it to him. You know, he was he was doing really good at the beginning. I mean, he had people really fooled, and then his divorce papers came out, and we got a real good look of who Seth really is and his temperament. And then we also, got a look at how, you know, he gets punked by Chris and rechannels his aggression on other people. And I'm sure he rechanneled a lot of aggression onto that little boy, you know, when everything wasn't going right. And also, he didn't have anything to do. You know that he didn't have nothing to do with Sebastian for a long time, don't you?
No, I did not know that.
Oh
I didn't.
yeah. And Seth was homeless, and Chris and Katie were the two raising Sebastian for like ever and a day. Seth wasn't even in his life.
Wow,
So,
know
and
that.
when he came up missing, Seth was supposed to pick him up and didn't.
Mm.
Hadn't seen him for almost a month, and
Oh, I did not.
still did not pick him up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
But there's something
sure did.
a little birdie in the back of my head that says I don't know. That just kind of I feel a little weird about him. I'm not gonna. I don't think any of them got Sebastian. I think he may have eloped. A lot of autistic children do that. It's
I don't think so because Sebastian supposedly had took out the garbage earlier that night, and
mhm.
he choke on my own drink.
Oh,
Damn.
that's all right.
Um.
You okay?
Oh yeah. Went down the wrong pipe, right? Um. Anyway, he went out to take out the garbage, and what happened is he put on his shoes to do this. He was afraid not to wear shoes because he had had a bad experience with red ants. Red ants had bit him up really bad,
Yeah,
and he
that's
had a super bad experience. So
that.
he would not go outside at all without shoes on. Also, his phone was found in the kitchen on the counter. Now, the one thing we do know about about
Autistic
autistic kids
children.
is is that they have everything. Like, these kids keep everything with them. They have a place for everything.
They're
And
OCD Some of them are, yeah.
Right. And Sebastian at Seth's house, Seth said Sebastian always put everything in a drawer, like he's got this drawer, and he would line his stuff up there. And then if he was, like the cell phone, he would, if he was using it, he would put it back and then take his game machine out. And when he's done with it, he'd put his game machine back, take something else out.
But one thing that got me though is that Seth said that they started him on a new sleep medication. And I know that Ambien can make people like delusional. I've seen that for myself. And I wonder if he could have had some kind of like different reaction to the new medication. Maybe he took it that
I,
way.
I don't know. I think, well,
I wonder if he was a sleepwalker.
what I found really disturbing about Sebastian's case
Uh-huh.
is the morning Katie left the house that morning, and she for one waited till the trash men had came and left, and then she doesn't call law enforcement. She calls Chris instead. He calls law enforcement on three-way. They had a 3-hour phone call the night before, which he's only an hour and a half away from her. To get to hers, it's about an hour and 30 minutes. And they had a 3-hour phone call. You can keep open lines. And be on the road. Also, what I find odd too is none of his shoes were missing. None of his stuff was missing. If he was going to flee, he would have took stuff. He would have took things with him, especially his phone.
I wonder if he was after a cat, though. I wonder if he went.
But, well, you know what Seth said?
What'd he
Seth
say?
said that Sebastian would go into men's restrooms and tell these men, "You show me yours, I'll show you mine."
What?
Yes, Seth said that right out of his own mouth. And with them being out to dinner that night and being in different places, did he go into a restroom and possibly say something like that to someone? And they was like, "Listen, I can't show you anything here, but if you can give me your address," I mean, someone may have, might have came to that. He might even gave someone his phone number, and he might, this person may have called and he went out to meet him and left his phone on the counter and went out, and who knows? I mean, I would think you'd teach your child. Seth thought it was funny that Sebastian did this stuff. You need to teach your child not to say stuff like that.
I wonder what made him do that. Do you think it was where he was previously?
It may have been, but the point being is, Seth was his dad. Seth was aware that he was doing it, and Seth should have got him aside and said, "Don't you ever do that again."
Yeah.
They are sick people in this world that will hurt you, boy. And you don't do that kind of stuff. That is disgusting. Do you not have no shame?
I think I don't know if it would have done any good though to do it.
It may have, but maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't.
Yeah.
But you know what? At least you could say you tried.
Right.
I mean, now his dad's sitting there, kicking himself in the backside because, he could have saved his son had he tried.
Well,
I don't know.
Boys are becoming more and more, they've been victims of SA, but it's not being hidden anymore. Look what happened with all these celebrities with the whole T. Diddy stuff. We're coming out. Well, Nickelodeon. A lot of young boys that are actors are coming forward and talking about them being victims of SA. There's
Right.
multiple out there everywhere.
That's true. That's
And
true.
it's dangerous for boys as it is girls nowadays. You know, unfortunately, young boys don't usually survive.
No one is safe. No
No one,
one is safe anymore, Miss Daisy. It,
no, they
I
ain't.
don't care if you are male or female. I don't care if you're 5 years old or 55. You're not safe anymore.
No, you're
I
not.
mean, they are destroying as many young men, adults, as they are young women, and they're you know
Children.
going after as many male children as they are females.
Yeah.
Um, they it's so sick that they if you just did research on what they do to these old people
Right.
inside of these nursing facilities and so forth, right?
Oh, yeah.
um it will disgust you.
Well, heck, a lot of them gets pregnant if they go in there young. They get
no
pregnant.
one no one is safe. Did you see where that one young lady woke up out of a coma and she was with child?
I didn't. I didn't see that.
Yeah, she'd been in a coma for like I don't know how long, like almost 2 years or something, maybe more.
Uh huh.
But anyway, her parents were refusing, absolutely refusing to take her off the support and everything.
Yeah.
And she did wake up, but when she woke up, she was with child,
Wow.
and they had, how disgusting is that?
I know. That is very disgusting.
Right. I mean,
But
this woman's in a facility where people are supposed to be taking care of
not
her,
like
watching
that.
over her, and
Uh-huh.
they do that to her.
Well, there's sickos out there everywhere. PG.
They are. They
One
are. You
pervert.
know, and they find jobs. They find jobs, Miss Daisy. You
Mhm.
know, if predators find jobs in school, in elementary schools, as school bus drivers and janitors and even teachers,
Mhm.
and you know, and then you have they also get into the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts, and they churches. They get into the church, the youth groups. Um, they just place
Everywhere.
themselves. They just place themselves, and
Look at Micah Miller. Have you been covering that case any, Brett Gordon?
which one?
The preacher's wife that's supposed to have unalived herself. That
I yeah,
did you
I,
hear
I,
what he was making her do?
I did look into that case, and I don't know if anyone was making her do anything or not. To be honest with you, I you
Well, she
know
could have reported it. I feel that. I do
I
feel like
felt I felt like she was dealing with some paranoid and like some type of paranoid schizophrenia or something.
I think
She
both of them were not good.
she had she had some real issues, and that's just a case that you're not sure.
They're
You're not
still
sure
covering
what
that case on
happened,
TikTok. A
right?
lot of people think that, okay, so she was married to this preacher guy who was a part of the church. She was the wife of him, a part of the church congregation, and she knew that he was picking up homeless people and doing this bad stuff with them in front of her, yet she never said a word to anyone about it. That would have been the first thing I would have done is I would have got away from him ASAP, and I would have told the church community exactly what he was doing. I don't.
Well,
That's a weird case. That's weird.
he also was texting for her, and basically basically he was running his life and her life
Yeah.
at the same time, kind of like it seemed a little bit like she might have been in bondage but voluntarily.
He groomed her since she was a teenager, but he married her. She was married to a man. He was the preacher that married her and her husband, and she left her husband and got with him knowing that he was married and had children. I can't look over stuff like that. My opinion. That's my opinion. I mean, she was part of the church congregation and had adultery with this man on her husband, and he did with her, his wife. Wow,
Well,
it's a hot mess.
it's not unheard of for the preacher to take off with some woman in the church, and all the
That's true.
finances too, right?
Exactly. Yeah, he owned a bar. How you gonna be a preacher and own a bar? He owned a bar.
Well, the Bible does say, have a little wine for the sake of your stomach, right? It says don't be drunken. There's nothing wrong with having a drink. You
No,
just ain't supposed to be drunken,
true, true.
you know.
That is true. But I don't know. I think that church money should go on something better than a bar.
I think that guy was a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Oh, I can see right through him.
Mm-hmm.
I can see right through him.
That's my personal opinion, right?
Yeah, yeah. I can usually tell when somebody's like that. I don't get a good vibe from them. They're
Right.
too manipulative. I don't know. He's very over. I don't know. I could the first time I would have went to his church, I would have probably got up and left because I could. I got to. I guess that's discernment that the Lord gives us on people.
Right.
Sometimes, maybe discernment. PG. I don't know.
I personally think that, yeah, I think everyone has, I think everyone has a sense of
Discernment.
what people are like. You
Yeah.
know, I think, everyone gets that pang of fear when someone weirds around them.
Yeah.
I think that, to know the truth and to face it is two different things. I think a lot of people um, just don't want to, face reality. Maybe they
They live
love,
in their own little perfect world, don't they?
well, sometimes you love someone too much, Miss Daisy, to see the bad in them. You
That's
don't
true.
want to. You turn a blind eye. I mean, um, you don't want to believe the truth. Even though people's even telling you, you're fighting it. And, sometimes we just don't stop. Sometimes we're so busy we just don't stop to see the truth. We think we believe because we've been around someone so long, we think we know them. We believe, you can't tell me nothing because I've been around them 20 years. You ain't going to tell me nothing. And, you know, you don't know that person at all.
There's been times I've not known people. Like I've thought, people was good, and then I was like,
They
oh
show
no, they just stabbed me in the back.
humans can they
Everywhere.
can shock you, Miss Daisy. That's true.
Yeah,
humans can shock you. And I find sometimes that the ones you think are the worst are the best. And the ones
yeah.
you think are the best was really the worst. So
These YouTube streets are awful, prayer garden. They're horrible.
well, out here you got you out here people just don't agree. They don't agree, and it can cause a lot of conflict. It can cause a lot of conflict because you want everybody to be for the victims. You want everybody, to see the light, and do God's will, do righteously out here by these children. And a lot of people don't. It's like there ain't nothing makes me more angrier than, when I when I feel that someone, ain't out here for the right reason.
Hey,
And
Abigail.
that can, that's horrible because, these children, they depend on each and every one of our voices. Just like the picture that you just showed up there tonight. There is people all across the states where this man might be,
Yeah.
needing to be warned. They're dependent on all of us who have knowledge of this to share it so that, they could be,
Yeah.
so they can be safe too.
So they don't hurt
And,
nobody.
but there's going to be a lot of people, Miss Daisy, that don't share it. There's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of people who don't care to save someone else.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's sad. That's sad because
Yeah.
we're supposed to be an army out here, for everyone not just victims, but anyone that could fall a victim. We're
Yeah.
out here, to be a voice for all of these people and do all that we can, to help and save other people from harm.
Yeah.
I just, I wish we could come together as one.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
Well, I have been getting away from a lot of the true crime cases. I actually do a lot of videos on my animals now, and I'm actually getting a lot of subscribers from that, actually. And
Well,
so,
I remember when you first came to my channel, that's really was your passion.
thank you very
That's
much.
really what you wanted to do. That's what
It
you
is.
wanted to do that then. And,
Yeah.
you know, I'm going to tell you, if you work a job you love, you
Yeah.
really haven't ever worked a day in your life, right? When you're doing what
Exactly.
you love, you haven't worked a day in your life. But if you take a job just
Hey,
because it's there,
yeah.
um, you're going to work and you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
You're not ever going to be happy because you're in a place that you don't want to be.
Right.
You
Now,
know,
I, I do enjoy doing some of these cases like Harmony's trial and all these other cases, but cases like Sebastian and Summer is just too much. There's too much going on with these cases that people's really high up in their feelings, and it's almost too much. I've covered some of Sebastian, but I just can't do it anymore. Like it's
I think the worst case for me, the worst case,
thank you, Gabe.
um, was baby Quentin.
Yeah.
That was that was
Harmony.
like super devastating. That was super devastating to
Yeah.
see not only what happened to this child, but to see Billy Joe treating this Leilani like some type of queen, and
That's
then
awful.
still running to the courthouse trying to get her out after knowing. I mean, they got they done went through the trash and the landmines, and they done found this little feller,
Yeah.
and they're sending him off to different places to for testings and all kinds of
Oh yeah.
things, and and she's still fighting to try to turn this monster loose again
I don't get it. I
to
don't get it.
possibly to destroy another child. And
Mm.
that is unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
Okay, Sun King. Well, message me, Sun King. It is. You're absolutely right. Did you happen to listen to Harmony Montgomery's trial, Prayer Garden? How bad it was?
Oh, I did. I did. And,
That
that
crazy.
was, yeah, I had to take breaks. I had to take
I
breaks
did
from
too. Everybody
it
was
was,
like, "Why didn't you cover Elijah Vay?" I can't deal with it after that.
it was too
Too much.
graphic and too overwhelming, right?
It was just too much. And I've been covering Harmony since I about started, little
Did you
bit
see
by
that?
little bit. Huh?
Did you see that girlfriend?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
she tried to deny her part in the bathroom.
Oh
And
yeah.
then, yeah, it was
She's like,
like, whoa, how
she's
could,
free. They let her out of jail.
it's, look, it's bad enough that he lost his crap and did what he did to that baby.
Yeah.
But come on, for God's sake, at least, um,
There. Period.
if you're that scared to go to prison and you're going to do, and you're going to hide something, for God's sake, why not just put the child in a box and dig a super dig, big hole and put the child in there, at least put it in their hole, right?
Yeah.
Why
But
would you put the child in a tub and do what these freaks did to it?
well, he was bragging about beating her up before she died. He bragged to her uncle that he gave her a black eye and beat her around the house.
I'm going to tell you, and I don't have no respect for Harmony's mother
Uh-uh.
whatsoever,
Me
Miss
neither.
Daisy, because
Mm-mm.
she was doing her own thing
Yep.
instead of doing what she needed to do, and that's be a mom.
Oh yeah. She's suing the CPS now, so she's going to probably end up with thousands of dollars. And she failed Harmony just as he did. I
She
mean,
ain't going to end up. She ain't going to end up with 2 cents because I'm going to tell you why. Child Protective Services have lawyers that will walk in there and 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 take her down to the freaking level she's truly on, and
yeah.
that's rock bottom.
Oh, you should seen how exciting she was getting because she declared had Harmony declared deceased, so she could sue and get benefits from Harmony's death.
Well, she can pursue a lawsuit if she wants, but what she's going up against is the state. And
Mhm.
what I'm saying is, Child Protective Services, Miss Daisy, is part of our government. You can't win the government.
Mm-mm.
You can't win the government. I mean, oh my God, that's insane. You know what they're going to do? They're going to go in there and what she's going to do is walk out of that courtroom feeling exactly the way she always should have felt because she failed that little girl. She
Yeah.
failed her own daughter. You know what they're going to tell her? Ma'am, was it our problem that was a substance abuser? Is it our problem that you allowed your daughter to fall into the hands of this man to begin with? Is it our problem that you didn't fight harder and seek more to find out it was your job to
For
keep
two
up with this
years.
man, to keep up with your child, to be contacting law enforcement daily if you were that worried?
Yeah.
It was your job to be doing something. What was you doing?
Nothing for 2 years. Nothing.
Exactly.
The last time she talked to Harmony was Easter of 2019, and Harmony was terrified. And she knew it. They lived in the same house the whole time. She knew where they lived at. She was like,
Right.
"Oh, well, he wouldn't answer the phone." I'll be damned. I would have got in my car, went to the house, knocked on the door, and demanded to know where my child was. She didn't try because she was worried about herself. That's
She
what
didn't try because she was selfish, self seeking, and wanted her freedom. That is why so many children fall by the wayside. That's why. It's because these parents want me time. All they think about is me time. Well, if you weren't ready to be raising children, you shouldn't have been doing what it took to get them.
Yeah, I've seen horror stories on TikTok. Like, there's one baby that the hospital let go home with the parents. They literally let the baby sit in the swing until it died, and they hid it. They shoved the baby in the corner, and when they found the baby, like, maggots were eating on the baby and everything. When they finally found the baby, that's how bad it was. Like, they didn't take care of it. Like, they just let it
Yeah,
sit.
right.
And
And you know why a lot of children have herniated belly buttons? It's from crying. It's because no one was picking it up, no one was tending to it, and that child was abused by lack of attention.
yeah.
Herniated belly buttons are caused by excessive crying.
Hey, Miss V. It's right. Well, and when I was younger, I run around with some bad people when I was a teenager, 14, 15. And I literally seen babies like uh put in the middle of a room in playpen from this girl I used to run around with, and nobody touched the babies for hours and hours and hours. And I always thought that wasn't right, but I was just a young kid. I
Right?
didn't know what to do. And I remember one time we went by this trailer, and this woman had locked her 4-year-old little girl that they said she was mental, the little girl was, in the bathroom of the trailer for all day long. And I've not forgot about that. I don't know if CPS ever came and got her or not, but I remember thinking it was not right, but I was so young, I didn't know what to do. I was a teenager, but now that I think back of it, I was like, I should have like spoke up or said something. Good night, Texas Brat Brat.
Right? It,
But
you know,
yeah, I
when you're a child,
realized that
you're not responsible. You're not responsible for other
since
children.
then,
You
Johnny.
know, I see so many times where parents put another child in charge of a child.
Oh yeah,
And and then they get mad at the older child. They get mad at the older child because the child gets hurt or something happens. Well, you know what? You had that child. You supposed to be watching that child. You put that child in the hands of another child. What the hell did you expect to happen?
right.
What do you expect to happen when you got a child watching a child? A child doesn't, another child doesn't understand someone walking off. You know, what I'm saying is a kid does not understand to keep his eyes on another child constantly. So
Yeah,
when your child disappears,
yeah.
don't blame the child that you put in charge of it. Blame
Right.
yourself because it was your job to keep your eyes on both of them children.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely, Jordan.
they um I don't know if you've seen that case where the woman was at the shoe store and her brother's supposed to be watching her, and somebody walked off with her. Somebody walked off with her.
Uh-uh,
Um,
I didn't
she
see
found
that.
herself. She found herself years later on a milk carton.
Wow.
And, yeah, on a milk carton, and went back to her family, but she couldn't get along with them. The woman that took her, it was luckily, it wasn't some essay or something.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was just this basically
Not ill.
a substance abuse user, all hate up. This
Yeah.
girl took her, and then the girl took her to her parents' house, which her parents hadn't seen their daughter for like 5 years. And
Wow.
when she showed up there with the baby, they just assumed it was her child. And she ended up leaving the child with her parents and hauling, taking off again, right?
Wow.
And they thought it was their grandchild. So they raised this baby. And their daughter ended up somehow unalived, OD'd or something.
Uh-huh.
And then when the girl finds herself on the milk carton and all of it came out in the wash, she didn't want to be with the parents. She wanted to be with the people who raised her.
Oh yeah.
And the parents took her back there and just dropped her off because they couldn't cope with it.
Yeah.
But the woman, the mother, the real mother, had 2 other children.
Uh-huh.
And they lived a life of pure hell because she followed them everywhere. Followed them to school, picked them up from school. They couldn't go to friends' houses. They couldn't, they couldn't live a normal life because of, her trauma.
Yeah.
And then when they get the daughter back, it caused even more trauma. Right?
That's horrible. That's awful, ain't it?
Yeah, I was like, my God, I don't know.
I don't know how some people could handle losing a child like that, PG. I don't
It's hard. It's hard,
cope. The not knowing will just eat you up alive.
Look at all of us out here in this true crime community. Look at all of this army out here for these missing kids, all these voices. And I mean, we really get invested in all of this. We become to love these children, to really care about them almost as if they're our own.
Yeah.
And we really want justice served for them. We want them found. We want them brought home.
Oh yeah.
And just imagine how much worse it would be if it was your child.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
I
wouldn't be able to, I would have a heart attack. I know.
Well, like the Montgomery case, like Harmony, for instance.
Yeah.
It's bad enough. It's bad enough if you was a good parent and your child, disappeared like the ladies in the shoe store.
Yeah.
But to know you were a worthless freaking mom and this happened to your child, man, that would even be harder, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going to sit there and not only have all the normal emotions of a missing child, but you're also going to have that shit ton of, guilt and realization of who you truly are.
Crystal said she woke up one night and Harmony's mom and said she just felt something was not right. Like she felt something was wrong. But she knew that Adam was a monster. And she went for 2 years without checking on her. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
I think more was going on than just his abuse to that little girl.
Oh, I do too. I think she was pregnant.
I think that is a lot of the reason that they put her in the tub and did what they did.
I think nobody find her. Yeah.
I think it's also a lot of the reason why they're not telling where she's at.
Oh yeah.
Because
Kayla up on panel or up on stand say that there were blood on Harmony's face and blood on his fist, but not from that day, but from days before. So that leads me to think that she never was cleaned. She still had blood. They would hide her under a blanket because he beat her up so bad.
I'm going to tell you, if I was the judge, I would give that woman that was with him just as many years as I did him, because he was full knowledge in all of this, and
Mhm.
she done nothing to save that little girl, to save
Nothing.
her children, to save herself.
I
She
think
did
her
not
mom
care.
know it too. Why else would they have put? Why else would the mother put that cooler outside in the hallway of her apartment? She put that cooler outside of her hallway of her apartment 'cause she knew Harmony was in that cooler. There's
Yeah.
no doubt in my mind that that mommy of Crystal or the stepmom didn't know. I
Oh,
think she knew.
she knew everything because she was in the bathroom participating in what this guy was doing.
No, no, I'm talking about her mom. Her mom. They lived with her mom for a while, and they kept Harmony in a cooler out in her mom's in the hallway of the apartment complex because
Oh my
her mom,
God.
yeah, her mom.
Absolutely.
It was
Absolutely.
horrible.
She knew what was in that cooler because I'm going to tell
What
you
was in that
something.
cooler? Yes, she did.
I'm going to tell you something. If there was a cooler on your front porch, you'd sure in the hell be checking out what's in it.
Especially in it smelling because they said the
I know
smell.
I would. I know I would.
I know I would too. She knew it. That's why she kept it outside in the hallway. I guarantee it. And you know, they give Kayla's kids to her. She's got the kids, the other kids. The mom does. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't get that either. I
I
really
don't.
don't. You know,
And she said that Harmony had used the bathroom on herself like at 5 o'clock that morning. And then she used the bathroom on herself early that morning. And then when he unalived her, she'd used it again. And they asked her, had she been changed? And she said no. So it's untelling how long that baby had been sitting in her own feces and urine.
and
Other baby.
the stepmom at the trail,
Mm-hmm.
they had her up there, and the stepmom told them that, Harmony was a mess. She said, oh, and I went to the bathroom. I'd asked her if she wants to come, and she'd say no, and no, and no. And, and then she would do that, as if
Okay.
it was Harmony's fault.
Yeah.
Uh, you know,
She let Harmony sit back there and moan for 20 minutes before
I'm
she.
going to tell you something. That woman was a saddle tramp, and
She's.
she was just as vicious as that piece of crap she was
Oh,
with.
yes, she was.
And she should get just as much time
Hmm.
in prison. They both should get life in prison, if you
I
ask
think
me.
so. I think I do too. I think so too. But she did a plea deal, so there's no way that they could get her for that. Now,
You know what? And that's the thing. We got to stop making pleas with
um,
these freaking criminals like that. We got to stop, because what I'm saying is, look at Charles Manson. Look at what Charles Manson done. Charles Manson, you know, recruited recruited an army, an army of people who went and online and done horrible things for him.
yeah,
Um, we cannot afford to let people like her make a plea deal and walk because she's a
okay,
recruiter. She's a recruiter. She gets with someone else and she's possibility she'll have them just as bad as herself
oh
and the
yeah,
other guy was. You
she should
know,
never be allowed to see her children again. I'm sorry, but
absolutely not.
not after what she did to baby Harmony.
I'm going to tell you the problem with people who are addicted to to drugs.
Hmm.
The thing about these people is, you know, when they first start out using substances, they feel that, I can control this. And before you know it, Miss Daisy, no, they're not controlling anything. That substance is controlling them.
Yeah,
And they'll do anything to get it. And they'll do a whole lot of things that, they normally would not do. Because when you're a substance abuser, you become irritated. You become irritated when you can't get it. You become
Oh,
irritated because you got to work so hard to get what you're getting.
yeah.
You know, you're irritated because you don't want to spend the money on these kids something to eat because you feel like that's more of the substance that you can have for yourself. You know, it's all about you.
Yeah.
And you know, and
It's all about that drug.
too many children are being abused.
Yeah.
They're being abused in the mix of all of these things.
Mhm.
And something's got to be done. They're getting ready to make a law over in Kentucky. Did you hear about it?
I haven't heard about it.
Oh, yeah. They're getting ready to make a law that if you lose any children prior to having more children, those children will be immediately taken away from you now.
Hey, Teresa. That's what it should be. That's what happened with Harmony, is that they didn't carry it from state to state. Her dad left the state that she was given to him in, and social services, didn't carry on, or they didn't
Right.
investigate. But I
Now,
think it should be that way. I do,
uh,
because go ahead.
well, Kentucky's going to adopt it. And if in the name of the little girl, I believe Maya, and Kentucky's adopting it,
Well,
and for her
good.
sake, and hopefully it grows across all of the United States. Hopefully, you know, it connects completely across our country. So no matter where you're at, if you know, with technology today, they can use your social security number, your information, to pull up all of your medical records, and also like if you've had um, children taken across, it will show. You know what they do is they'll attach it to your medical record.
Yeah.
So if you have a child anywhere in this country, what'll happen is it'll be immediately, you know, taken away from you.
Well,
And it's
it
very
should be.
simple for them to do it now, because no matter what state you go to, you know, you can travel all over the United States. And if you go to an emergency room outside of your state, like, you know, if you were in Florida at Disney World and something, God forbid, but something happened and you had to go to the hospital. Well, when you go to that hospital and you give them all of your information and everything, they're able to pull up your whole medical record now. You know,
Good.
everything pops up. Like, you know, if you're a diabetic, if you got high blood pressure, I mean, they're able to see right away, you know, what the issue could be.
Yeah.
And you know, so it would be nothing to attach that to the medical record.
Oh yeah. Well, I know when I worked in OB, a lot of that stuff, the prenatal visits and all that connected back, we would have all that available. Like if they tested positive during pregnancy, or even if they had prenatal, but still they would send them home. Even sometimes, even with the parent, they just would send them home with these bad parents sometimes. This
Right.
system, I don't get it. I think if they have a drug addiction, they don't need to take a baby home. I'm
And
sorry, but they just don't.
any child that is born with substance in it, any child born with any type of substance in it,
Yeah,
it's supposed to be law that Child Protective Services is notified and the child is removed immediately.
yeah,
And it's supposed to be law that the parent has to go through all the channels that Child Protective Services asks them to go through in order to get that child back.
they didn't know.
And if they don't complete the program, then, you know, they don't, they lose custody.
Well, my stepdaughter did that. She got Bub back, and they gave the kids back to her, and it wasn't a year later. She was back on drugs real bad, and she dropped Bub off of my husband, and she came back to get him later on that night. And she had fresh needle marks on her arm, and
Oh,
my husband said, "You're not." She's blown away. He said, "You're not taking her. You're not taking him." And she
right.
said, "If you don't let me have him, I'll never let you see him again." He said, "I don't care. You're not taking him." So he called the law, and I did too. And they said, "Well, she could do something, but if she's high, she ain't going to." He said, "I'll tell you what to do. You go and file emergency custody order where you're the grandfather." And that's what he did. And then we got temporary custody. And then she knew she was fighting a losing battle, so she signed him over to us. But she had joint well, visitation. We had
You
full.
know, you know what's really sad, Miss Daisy?
What's
Is
that?
a lot of these people, these abusers like that,
Uh-huh.
is they keep their children for the money. They
Yeah.
keep their children for the cash flow coming in
Yeah.
that they can also use to get more substance.
Well, see, that's what happened with Harmony. The stepmom was drawing food stamps and stuff off of her, I guess, and she was getting Social Security where she had a disability. She was
Right,
collecting all that for 2 years that Harmony was dead.
right.
She was collecting that shit off that baby. That's horrible. That's sad.
It is. Did you see where the one guy dressed up like his own mother and
Uh-uh.
was cashing her checks and stuff?
Oh, I wouldn't believe that. I
Yeah,
saw
his mother passed away. No lie. His mother supposedly passed away.
Mm-hmm.
He propped her up in the living room, from what I hear. I don't know, but what I hear, it was like a Norman Bates thing.
Oh,
Props her up in the living room. Yeah, for real. Props her up in the living room and dresses up like her. And he's going to the bank, pulling out her money and all these things. And this, and the only thing that got him caught was this teller got suspicious, like that doesn't look
Weird.
right,
Yeah.
that lady don't look right.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked him to come in, right, to come inside the bank. And he actually, I guess, was crazy enough to go inside the bank thinking he's going to pull it off. And and they took note he's a man, not an old lady.
Right.
And got investigated, and that was insane.
That's
But,
crazy. That's creepy.
right? But there's been a lot of other cases, where parents have passed away like that, or the spouse, and this person will bury them, in the backyard or put them in the basement and keep collecting their monies. Who the hell does that?
Well, there was a woman brought a dead man in the bank and tried to play him off as being alive.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Wasn't that insane?
That is crazy.
And tried to grab his hand and write for him.
Yeah, people are desperate.
I mean, that stuff ain't funny, but
No,
you
it
gotta
ain't, but dang, people will do anything for money, won't they?
get the humor out of these people, right?
No. That was up here. That sounds like a Norman Bates thing. With the,
Yeah.
that movie was based on a true story with what was his name? There were several. Ed Gein. You remember Ed Gein? He was a serial killer in the town.
Right.
He would dig up people out of the graves and make
Right.
shades and stuff. And then he had his mom in his house. He never did bury her because he was obsessed with her. And then he went to the hardware store and killed the old woman. And when they found her, she was in the garage, upside down, stripped naked, and he was butchering her. That's a true story. Ed Gein, look him up.
Right, right. Yeah, I knew it was based off of a true story. I knew that.
It's
Um,
crazy. They found so many people in this house.
I'm going to tell you, I think that was one of, I think Alfred Hitchcock was the one that put that movie out. He put out some good ones, didn't he?
Yeah, but I heard that Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Silence of the Lambs.
You know, that's the crazy thing. They call it the Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Uh-huh.
but the movie was set in Arkansas.
That is crazy.
Wasn't that weird that they
That's
had the
weird.
movie set in Arkansas?
Yeah, it's weird. That is weird. Well, they did a movie in Harlan, Kentucky, and it was based on uh what's that county?
You know, the guy, the Chainsaw Massacre guy. He
Uh-huh.
was actually out of Wisconsin. Did
Really?
you know that? Oh yeah, that's that's what if you
Was
read.
it Ed Gein? I heard that Ed Gein was the one that they made that movie after. I'm not sure, but was it
Uh,
him?
Norman Bates, I think, possibly was made from that incident.
Hey,
The
Paul,
Chainsaw Massacre. Um,
was it something else? I used to watch them scary movies. I don't watch them no more like that.
I'm going to tell you.
I used
Uh,
to. I don't know
what do
more.
you think about Lizzie Borden?
Lizzie Borden. I
I
mean,
mean, do you think she did that, or do you think the uncle came back and did it?
I'm not familiar with her story too much.
Well, she's the one that, you know, Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41.
I
That's
think I
the way
saw
it
something on it, but I didn't get into it a lot.
goes. She supposedly, they say that, she got down into her birthday suit and and did this criminal crime.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
and she did burn a dress. She did put a dress. There was witnesses that seen her actually burn a dress in the stove after that was done.
Why did
Um,
she unalive her family? Do you know why?
well, I tell you, her dad was really strict with her and her sister, and neither one of them really ever got to get into the real society of things. It was a
Yeah.
big thing to be in the society back then, and they felt like their dad was always holding them down. He was a penny pincher, and they felt he was rich, filthy rich, but a penny pincher, and they felt that he was always holding them back, holding them down. Neither one of them were married. They were old, like spinsters, right? And I think that they kind of um I think they kind of wanted to take that money and spend it how they wanted to. And they knew that if they didn't take out the mom before the dad, she would inherit it, everything,
Oh yeah.
and they get nothing.
Yeah.
So I think, that's why the mother was took out first, and then the dad. That was their stepmom. Their real mom had passed away,
Oh,
and the dad had remarried, and that stepmom was pretty wicked. She was, from what
the movie says.
yeah, and research. If you research it, the old articles and stuff on it.
Yeah.
Um, you know, the stepmom you know, made out to be, you know, hard to get along with, ruling kind of, always getting into the dad's ear where the girls were concerned. And she was always felt, she always seemed to be in competition with the girls. Like if the dad gave the girl something, then the mom insists she gets something, money wise. And that's the way it was going. So I think it was because once Lizzie Borden got off with what she did, and her sister, the first thing they did
Did
is
she get away with it?
oh yes, absolutely. They found her not guilty.
Wow.
And the first thing they did is bought a big house up on the hill and named it. And they started having all of these weird parties and high society stuff and
Sounds
yeah.
like Satanist. Maybe into Satanism or something. Maybe that's what it sounds like to me.
Well, I tell you what, her sister got scared of her and moved away. Actually moved away. And do you know that the sister passed away? I believe it was the sister passed away first. And then that Lizzie passed away right after her. It was weird how they passed away and simultaneously. It was really, really weird. But they both passed away like one after the other.
Almost as if they were part of like a secret society or something. I don't trust Hollywood or any of these government people. The way they do away with people, and it goes back for generations, and even before I was born, this stuff was happening. The 33-degree Mason.
Well, you got what you call the Masons.
Yeah, there you go.
And the Masons go all the way back to George Washington.
Oh, I know.
It goes all the way back to the Whigs.
Oh yeah.
And then you got this Illuminati that the Illuminati came out of the Masons, which the Illuminatis are way worse than the Masons, right?
I think they're all of the same. I've heard that.
And then you got the oh crap, I can't think of it right off the top of my head. I should. You got that church that a lot of the movie stars are in, Scientology. Scientology. So basically, twinkle it down. It's the Masons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you go into Illuminati, and you go into Scientology. Actually, I think that, to be honest, I think that from the Masons, you got like a split, because Scientology is for the rich and Illuminati is for like, the average Joes out there, right? So I think you just got what they call a branch off.
I just think they're all evil. I do, and I just
Well, Elvis Presley's wife got into that and got her daughter into it.
Oh yeah.
And from my understanding, they almost didn't make it, right? They had to get out of it.
Well, her daughter just recently died, and then her son died. I wonder if her son wasn't a sacrifice, and then she couldn't handle it, and then I don't know. But they say Whitney Houston was unalive, that she had bruises and everything all over her, scratch marks, and they covered it up.
I think she's the one that passed away in the hotel in a tub, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're coming out now and saying that the initial autopsy report said she had bruising and everything all over.
Well,
And
she might have failed. She might have failed.
they're linking it to the Illuminati and all that, but I
I
don't know.
mean, I don't think so. I think the problem up in Hollywood is these people. If you listen to the child movie stars, they will tell you, I was taking stuff to go to sleep, and I was given stuff to wake up. I was given stuff to go to sleep and stuff to wake up. I mean, they immediately start dosing these children. They immediately, what I'm saying is, all of these. Look at Michael Jackson. I
Yeah,
mean, he was actually having a doctor come in and, put him to sleep.
yeah.
It's insane. It's insane.
That is crazy, especially with those strong, when you're put under general anesthesia and they give you those high powered um, drugs, you are basically unalived. I mean, the only thing that's keeping you alive is a machine.
Well, the doctor that's supposed to have been doing that, I heard that Michael Jackson's son had came into the room, one of the boys,
Uh huh.
and I guess this doctor said had made a statement. You don't have to worry about him ever hurting you again.
What?
Yeah, that's what was going around back at the time, the time that all of that went down. Yeah, absolutely. And then his housekeeper came out and she told a whole lot of stuff, right? She told a whole lot of stuff about,
Oh yeah, I seen that. I
oh
seen
yeah.
that was
She,
bad.
oh, I'm gonna
Was
tell
bad.
you.
But then
I
you've got celebrity kids that's come out about other kids that said Michael Jackson never touched them, but other celebrities did. So I don't know what to believe when it comes to that. You've
I,
got that. Huh?
I don't know. I just, um I think that, I think Michael Jackson, I truly believe he was really, really, don't get me wrong, I loved his music,
Thinking that
right?
pedophile.
Yeah, Billie Jean's at my door. Right? I'm not,
Gee.
I'm not going to say that I don't
Uh-huh.
like his music, but, you know, um, the point
Uh-huh.
is, he was weird. I mean, he did go through a lot of surgeries and stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
And I hear that alone can mess you up.
Well,
And
they're speculating that he's still alive, that he was the master of disguise.
oh
Of
hell
course,
no,
you don't think he's alive?
oh hell no, Mm-mm.
Oh no.
No, I don't think he is alive whatsoever. I think Michael Jackson is truly, met his maker, and it's sad he met his maker way too young, right? Way too young,
Yeah.
but he was living that Hollywood life. He was living that Hollywood life, and he had a lot of issues. Did you know when he was a kid that they had to put him to sleep to get him on a plane?
Really, they had to do that. Other celebrities that way too.
You know, he
They
went.
go
They
ahead.
had to pack him on a plane, right?
Yeah, that singer Aaliyah that got in a plane crash. They had to put her asleep, and they packed her on that plane, and she died on that plane.
Oh my God,
The
right?
Aaliyah, they're saying that she was unalived, uh, but yeah, she was scared of planes too, probably because she knew she was going to die like that. Probably, I don't know.
Well, it just stands to reason if you're flying all the time, you know,
Hmm.
at some point, that's the risk you take. You know,
Right?
if you're living your life in the air,
Yeah.
you're, like stewardess, right? They
Yeah.
they take the risk, and flight attendants, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you ever been on an airplane, PG?
I've been on everything. I've been on everything. I've been on a train. a moving train. I've been on airplanes. I've been on roller
I've
skates,
been, I've never
skateboards,
been
motorcycle,
on motorcycles.
18-wheelers. I've been in. I've been in it all, girl.
You've done it all, TT. I've never been on a train before, but I've been on an airplane.
Oh, let me tell you something. I was on a moving train. That sucker was moving.
Them fast ones that's like in Pennsylvania, those big trains like that, them fast ones.
I thought I was a hobo.
Did you?
Right?
I've never been on. I've been in on train, a little train in Dollywood before, but I've never been.
Oh
like,
yeah. I rode the trains too. At the different, the different fairs and carnivals and stuff like that.
yeah,
Um, you know,
but I've never been on a fast train like one of them fast ones.
oh, I have. Sad to say, I have.
I bet
That's
it's
the
fun,
God's
though.
honest
I
truth.
bet it's pretty and fun to be on them. Like,
No, actually, trust me, it's not fun. And it's not as, fun and as beautiful as people think that it is. I mean, train tracks are mostly in like nasty, secluded areas, you know, like a bunch of weeds on every side. Maybe back when they first started, the railroad and everything, it was
yeah,
beautiful, because then it was wide open, clear land, right? They cleared
yeah,
out everything to put it in,
yeah.
but uh, hell no.
Mm.
Now all you see is um, the freaking side of brick walls going for miles, and the freeway walls and everything,
Yeah.
and you just get to see a bunch of freaking brush growed up on one side and brush growed up on the other side, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's pure crap. It's pure crap. I mean,
Yeah.
the way where the tracks and everything are now,
Hmm.
um, you don't get to see a whole lot of beautifulness at all.
Mm.
What you see is a whole lot of isolation.
I wonder if, like, over in other countries like England and places like that, if they're better.
I don't know. I haven't. Now I ain't been to England. Um,
The only
I
place
don't know.
I've ever been is Canada. I've never been to Mexico or anything. I've never been anywhere really.
Actually, um, actually, it's more fun riding a subway in New York City, right?
I've never been to New York. I've never. I think I'd be scared if I went to New York.
Oh, you better stay away from there, girl. You better stay
I'm
away
just
from
scared
there.
of big cities.
Did you see? They were down there trying to take over a hotel. Did you see that? They were demanding, yeah. They brought all of these people in, right? All of these people in the United States, like thousands and thousands.
Oh
It
yeah.
came in here. Well, what they did is unloaded a whole bunch of them off in New York City. Well, actually, the mayor there said, "Send them on down here. We're going to give them hotel accommodations. We got accommodations." And he got all those people inside of there. Well, let me tell you what they did. They're tearing the place apart. Now he's wanting them out. And he's complaining. And not only that, but did you know they grouped a big giant bunch of them grouped together, and they ain't happy with the free stuff that he gave them. They don't want the 1-star hotels. They want the 5-star. And they went trying to get in. Yeah, they tried to get in there. They tried to get in and take it over.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And now I guess they're trying to reason with them, right? They're trying to reason with them. And I guess it's, it's the Somalians that
Oh,
that
gotcha.
that have grouped together to get in there.
Wow.
Hmm. Yeah,
And we got people, homeless vets on the streets
I
living
mean,
in.
well, they cut all the Americans off from everything in order to fund these people. That's what happened.
Exactly.
Your taxpayer dollars are no longer funding your own people, but
No.
you know why? It's because we the people, we the American people was putting up too big of a stink about, about our own people getting help.
Yeah.
We were putting up too big of a stink,
I
right?
remember that. Yeah.
And you know what they did? They called it reformed, and they reformed all right. They cut all of your American people off,
Yep.
your daughter-in-laws, your daughters, your sons, anyone in your family who, you know, might need a hand up
Yeah.
and help for a while. Well, they're not going to get it now.
No.
Um, you know, your taxpayer dollars are not going for the people in your own family who, that you called lazy and a
Yeah.
bum and
Yeah.
worthless, and you couldn't understand how they're doing all of this stuff, and
Right.
you have to work. Well, it ain't going to your own people now.
Oh,
What
look
happened
what
is
happened.
they reformed it, and when they reformed it, they cut your people off, and they're giving it to people you don't even know now.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Diamond said they got 5-star hotels with Xboxes, free food, and clothes. Exactly.
That's right.
And Diamond's know because she's from right up there in Boston.
And that'll teach you to complain. Right?
I know. I mean, how? When you have people on the streets that can't even live, like homeless people. I mean, it just.
Well, they can't live, Miss Daisy, because all of these people complained and they got it reformed.
I
And, and,
remember
and
when
they
they.
were glad to reform it because you know what? That was a way to fund all these people, other people,
Uh huh.
and for votes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what you did is you gave the government an out. You gave them an out of to take the money from your own and allocate it to, all of these
Immigrant.
people. Yeah.
And you know what the sad part of it is? A lot of these children that's coming across the border, they're kidnapping them and they're human trafficking these children by the thousands.
You know, it's a sad thing, but yes, the trafficking is an issue.
Poor
It
baby.
does exist as much as we don't want it to exist. It does. There's some really sick stuff going on in this world,
Oh yeah.
and the only thing I can tell people is, you know, it's going exactly the way God wanted it to.
I
It's
mean,
going the way
yeah.
God, what I'm trying to say is we the people got tested with little things. We got tested with little things. And when they seen they could get you on little things and everybody ran like a herd together, right?
Yeah.
And jumped on it. What I'm saying is this country banks on haters. They bank on haters
Yeah.
because they can throw an ideal out there and all the haters will attach themselves to it and go like a herd of animals to get it, to get it
Yeah.
taken out, and to get somebody's rights taken away from them.
Oh yeah.
And when you do that, when you attach yourself to that herd and you go to take, a right away from someone else that you don't have, that you don't need, you don't, it doesn't apply to you.
Yeah.
Well, baby, they're going to attach themselves to another herd that's going to come through and take something you are attached to.
I'll
Now
be
you're
honest
going to
with
get your
you.
right took away.
Betsy, I believe that the people that's running our government right now is seeking to destroy America. That's what I believe. Well, we're going to get Ronald in here for it's over with.
And that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right.
They don't
You
care
know,
about America.
no, no, you got a bunch of old codglers, right, up there
Mhm.
collecting dust. And,
Yeah,
you
that's
know, I'm going to tell you that, did, let me rephrase that. They'd already collected dust. These mothers got cobwebs growing on them now.
I know.
But, you know, they, they, they don't care. They don't care. You know, um, they ain't suffering. They ain't suffering any way, form, or how. You know, these are
Sounds like
people. These are
me.
people that can step inside of a limousine and they can go. They can go one state away and stay for a week comfortably in their home, and
Yeah,
go to another state and stay comfortably in another home. What I'm
yeah.
trying to say is these are people who, you know, have big, beautiful homes in about every state in
Oh yeah,
America. You know, they wherever they go, they got the finest. They
yeah.
got the finest. And they have people cooking for them and taking care of them and hand and footing them.
Oh
They got
yeah.
the best doctors. They got the best lawyers. You know, they don't give a damn about we the
Oh
people.
no, they don't.
You know, they don't care about us.
No, they
And
don't.
but you know, the point being is this world's going exactly the way the Bible said it would. I mean, you are in the days of Noah right now. Go
Mhm.
back and look at how the days of Noah was, because
Mhm.
that's what we're living in. We're living in a big giant cesspool of evilness where people just want to hate. They have a need to hate. They gotta hate. They want to hate.
Yep.
And you
Well, that's
know
what I was told.
why, I don't know.
Yeah.
Why, I don't know. I can't figure that one out. You know, I can't figure it out. I mean, there is a the Bible tells us there's a season for all things.
Yeah.
There's a season for everything. You know, there is a season. There is a season to dislike. And what you should dislike
Yeah.
is the fact that, you know, American people are not getting their American tax dollars allocated to them.
No, they ain't.
That's a time to dislike.
Hell, you can
A time
barely
to
afford to
dislike.
go get groceries. Even, I mean,
Absolutely.
everything's just so expensive. I don't see how people, these little people that gets just a small check every month, how they survive.
They're not, Miss
They're
Daisy. They're
not.
not.
They're not surviving, are
They're
they?
not surviving. And also, you know, also a time to dislike. Well, time to dislike is when, like this man on the screen right now, a time to
Yeah.
dislike is when we have victims out here being hurt and destroyed, children, innocent children, missing, being destroyed by evil human beings. That's a time to dislike. This guy, what he's doing, this is a time to dislike. You know,
Yeah.
we need to start getting some common sense back into America, and understanding when we need to stick together as one, and when, you know, we need to dislike and when we shouldn't dislike. You know, common
Like
sense.
my mama, it ain't.
Don't, you know, don't go after the messenger,
Right.
right? Don't go after the messenger.
Right.
You know, people just lost common sense in this world, Miss Daisy. You know, you should help your own. You should help your own. I mean, I personally love working, and you know, I pay taxes, and you know, in the future when I retire, I'm going to reap back, you know, um a lot of what I'm putting in. And that's what, you know, that's what we're supposed to be doing.
How do
You
you
know,
post an iPhone link, Diamonds? Diamonds want me to post an iPhone. How do you post an iPhone link, Diamonds?
you know, everybody has
Somebody
an
said,
issue. Everybody has an issue with iPhones on becoming a member
I
with
know the link.
iPhones.
There's a special link, but I don't know
Yeah,
where you get it. Where do you get it from, Diamonds? Post your iPhone members link. Where do you get it? I don't have a clue where.
Abigail said, okay, thank you. She
Oh.
said, oh, okay,
I don't know where
thank
to
you.
get an iPhone members one. Can't. But yeah, you're right, Prego. I know the world is going to hell in a handbag.
It is. And you know something, I don't, we can't stop it. You can't stop what the Bible has already, got foretold. You're not going to stop God's word. Nobody's going to stop God's word.
No.
The most you can do, Miss Daisy, is get your house in order. The
Oh,
most you could do is to make sure that your oil lamp is full and that you're ready,
oh yeah.
and
That's what I'm
when
doing, and that's why I've had to take a step back from this YouTube stuff for everyone, because I was getting too. It's not healthy. You know what I'm saying?
it's not, Miss Daisy, and I'm going to tell you something. God knows all. God
Yeah.
knows all. Whether we get justice here on earth for these victims or not, justice will be served.
Right.
Justice will be served. And I'm going to tell you, there is no better judge in the world than God. There's no better
Right.
judge than God.
You can't hide from him, can you?
Absolutely not. He knows the truth.
Yeah.
He knows the truth.
Yeah.
The Bible says that all humans have an angel that reports back to God.
Oh yeah. We all have our own guardian
All
angel.
of us. All of us. You know, God gets reports on every last one of us. And boy, it better be good. It better be good. Sometimes, I think mine's good, but not good
Wow.
the way I want it. Right?
Well,
I'm going to be in trouble.
on what
A lot
point
of
did you?
trouble.
Well, I've took a step back and focused on a lot of my farm stuff and back. That's why I don't get in a lot of these cases. I try not to talk about a lot of them.
You
Like
know,
Madeline Soto and stuff. I do. Huh?
Miss Daisy, there's nothing wrong with getting into these cases if you're willing to, if
Well,
you're telling it like it is, if you're putting a puzzle together, if you're putting all the things together,
mm-hmm.
calling it like you see it, then there's nothing wrong with being into these cases. You know, be but if you're lying and you're putting stuff out that isn't true,
Yeah.
you're running with BS, and
Yeah.
then it's a problem because you're not helping a case, you're hurting it.
Right.
The only thing, you got to put the truth out there, no matter how hard it is. You got to put the truth.
Yeah.
You got to seek the truth, find the truth, and put out the truth.
That is true. That is true. I've been looking, Diamond, for that link and I can't find it. I don't know where that iPhone link is to the membership.
You still looking for that?
I'm still looking for it and I can't find it. I'll have to get it off somebody. I need to get more techie. I'm not very techie. I mean, I'm not.
And I'm gonna tell you, Miss Daisy,
Mhm.
that all creators have a problem with that
What's that?
because the iPhones are the hardest thing, to work with out here in the YouTube world. Um, it's one of the hardest. Everybody has an issue with it.
Yeah.
But you know,
What I
there's
have.
one guy, he says, sighting of Sebastian, sighting of Sebastian, sighting of Sebastian. And
Uh,
there's not been no sightings.
no.
See, that's what we can't have out here.
Oh, I know.
We don't need that. We don't need that because that's a lie.
Or like yesterday, they were putting bones found, Sebastian Rogers.
Right,
And
right,
oh my goodness, no, no,
right.
no.
It's like the that were, I thought that was weird though, that a pair of glasses was found close to the Proudfoot's, Chris Proudfoot's parents' home. That was strange.
That was.
I thought that was a little creepy.
Well, what about that boy that looked just like him? I could have swore that was him.
You know what? Yeah, I did too. I thought that was him for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, it looked like his twin, right? It could have been his twin brother.
It could have been. I thought it did too. Apple does that with a lot of Google apps. I mean, I was kind of sad when I found out it wasn't him.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that those bones remember those bones that Fred Hill, he had Ziggy find? Remember Ziggy came out?
Yeah.
Did you hear that those bones have been burned? Yeah. They have been burned.
TBI come out and look at it?
Yeah. But you know what? We wasn't ever aware that they were burnt. That was something new, right? That was something.
They would have probably said something if they would have found human remains, because they usually do. And believe me, in this area, especially in Greene County, they've been finding people and human remains like crazy in this area. Like they just found like 2 people up on Clinch Mountain, at the foot of Clinch Mountain.
Hey Diamonds Creations. If I hit the thumbs up button for you, are you gonna come over on PG's and hit it for me? One good turn deserves another.
PG, I was in your live last night till I fell asleep.
Yeah, I seen you. I seen you was in there. I get so busy. I get so busy with the content. Have you ever looked at your chat and it's going so fast you can't keep up with it?
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you. Sometimes, man, I look over and it's like a blur. I'm like, whoa, I try to catch as much as I can and read as much as I can. But sometimes I feel like a speed reader, right? I'd be feeling like a speed reader. Daisy, I don't want to interrupt everything, but I'm going to tell you, I could hear you yawning. I think me and you both need to get some rest.
Get sleepy, yeah.
Yeah.
And when I conk out, it's like out. Like you'll hear me snoring.
Yeah, girl. I'm going to tell you. I feel like I'm going to be doing that here real soon. If I don't get off of here.
Sleep when she comes up here. But PG, it was good talking to you.
Hey, it was good coming up and talking with you too, Miss Daisy. God bless and much love.
God bless to you. And I'm going to put this guy out on my community post. I will share it as much as we can. I'm going to find out more information on him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate you letting me up and
you're welcome.
And being kind and caring.
Oh, I appreciate you too, PG.
Good night, Daisy.
Good night, PG. Be good, okay?
I try.
Alrighty.
All right. Night.
Night. Bye, PG. I want to thank everybody that come out. I felt like we had a good live stream tonight, y'all. We had a good conversation. Yeah, I'm going to find out more information about this convict here, and I'm going to put it out. We may even cover it tomorrow. Abigail, I'll try to get that iPhone linked for you tomorrow. I don't know how to get it tonight. I'm going to have to find out. But listen, y'all, we had a really good conversation, and I do hope they find this guy. He's dangerous. He's got them dark eyes, don't he? But listen, I want to thank everybody that come out and spent time with us tonight and hung out with us. And I want to tell y'all to stay prayed up, stay safe out here on these YouTube streets. It's a full moon. You know what happens when the full moon comes out. Listen, I love y'all. If you've not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, that like button. Y'all stay good. Stay prayed up. God bless you guys. I love everybody. Stay tuned. I'm going to be posting that cute little raccoon video, y'all. I got plenty of footage with him tonight, or her. She's a fatty tatty. I love y'all. Good night, everybody. Bye, everybody. Love y'all.